Logan able to come away with the victory in OT in a really good start to tonight's contest. And these are two teams that come in not really sure where they're at on the season yet. Again, Logan, we've seen them a couple times already. They've won both games. Chapmanville's had a really difficult schedule to start out with. Has dropped two of their first three, but it hasn't really gotten that deep into the season yet to really tell where either one of these teams are at just yet.
Well, it hasn't gotten that deep in the season yet, but you kind of feel if you're from Chapmanville's standpoint, they've got, this game with Logan. Then they got the Bob Runyon Memorial Tournament coming up. They get the Huntington Prep Expression Regional team on Friday night. And depending on the outcome of that game, they know they're either going to get West Logan Christian Academy or North Marion, depending on the outcome of Friday's game. And then they go to South Carolina for 3 games down in South Carolina. So I don't want to say that this early in the season that a county rivalry, I don't want to say that really the game means more to Chapmanville than it would Logan, because obviously you don't want to lose to your county rival on your home floor. This game just means so much more since 2017. Chapmanville won that game. That was the first time in over 60 years they had beaten Logan. And then, that kind of jump-started the Chapmanville dominance in this rivalry. And then since then, since Logan ended the long in-state winning streak of Chapmanville, these games have been pretty close and could go either way. So, again, I don't want to say that this game means more for Chapmanville, but with 2 losses already on the schedule and some very good teams coming up, you don't want to get in that position that if you're Chapmanville where you get a run in the state tournament, you put yourself in position for a 7 or an 8 seed based on your record. And we do know coaches vote based on record, not who you've played, because if there's any point in proof of that, look back in the 2022 Class A state tournament. Greater Beckley Christian had to forfeit those basketball games. Now, even though they won them on the court, the coaches felt that because of the forfeit, their record was deeming of a 7th place seeding, and they drew man and knocked man off. There was no 7th seeded team in the state tournament. And the same thing may be said for Chapmanville. These coaches could seed them down at 7 or 8, and if the record's not as great as what it is, you're going to get rid of 2 very good teams if that happens. So Chapmanville's needing to get an impressive win on their schedule. Meanwhile, for Logan, again, you don't want to lose on your home court to your county rival. So, this game means a lot to both teams, but maybe it means a little more to Chapmanville.
Again, right now, both teams down on the floor warming up, getting set for tonight's action here on WVOW and Video Productions. We're going to step aside for a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll set the scene a little bit more here from Willie Acres Arena as you are listening to and watching Logan and Chapmanville basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Because August is National Children's Eye Health Month,
we at White Eye Care want to remind you to schedule your child's back-to-school eye exam.
Did you know that vision and learning are so closely linked that 60% of problem learners have an undiagnosed vision problem?
Help your child get the most out of their studies this school year.
White Eye Care understands how good vision and good performance go together. Brighten your child's eyesight and future at White Eye Care in Logan today. After all, they deserve the best.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill. Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
Dunkin' is here with your holiday helpers. Peppermint mocha and toasted white chocolate signature lattes. A touch of delicious holiday magic to help you seize the season. Sip through the holidays with signature lattes at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Welcome back, everybody. Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk here with you from Willie Acres Arena, getting set for Logan versus Chapmanville here tonight in the first meeting this season. An interesting, Bill, that they decided to play this game so early in the year. Normally we get this game about mid-January for the first time, but breaking it out right here before Christmas, so we are getting a little bit more of an early Christmas gift here from a high school basketball point. But interesting that both sides elected to schedule a little bit sooner this year. I wonder why that was between Coach Williamson and Coach Napper.
Well, I'm not for certain. I mean, you had the King Cole Classic last week, the Country Road Showcase. You've got the Runyon Memorial Tournament coming up. Chapmanville's going to South Carolina. And I think maybe the reason could be is about the middle part of January, the second week of January, we got a Willie Acres Classic coming in here. Williamstown, Charleston Catholic, Logan, and Tug Valley. Oh, that's a state tournament field right there. Any one of those four teams could be in the state tournament, 2 in AA, 1 AAA, and 1 single A. So I think maybe that could have had something to do with it, the way that the Willie Acres tournament fell, and some of the other games in the Cardinal Conference could have possibly led to this scheduling. And, to be quite honest, I don't ever remember since the series has resumed that the first game has not been played in January. Usually right after the kids come back to school from Christmas break, or I don't know, maybe back in the 50s and 60s when they played, it might have been played in early December, like the Man Logan games would be. But a very odd schedule occurrence this season for Chapmanville and Logan. And I know when I saw the schedules back during the summer, that was one thing that caught my eye. But again, you get Logan coming in here 4-0. They've had 4 games this season, and they've won every one of them, and they've been defensive in every one of them. It's been the defense that has won the games for the Wildcats, and that's what Jeff Williamson wants to play. He preaches defense. He wants to pressure you and force the turnovers. And, Chapmanville on the other side, they're 1-2. They've got to win over Sissonville. They're 2 losses to 2 very, very good teams. Fairmont Senior, the 2-time reigning Class AAA state champions, #1 team in the preseason Boys Basketball Associated Press poll, and an Ashland, Kentucky team that, they lost their first game of the season, and since then they have done nothing but reel off 5 straight, and they've been pretty dominant in that 5-game winning streak. And they've been to the Sweet 16 in Kentucky for the past 3 years, looking to make it 4 years in a row.
And that's part of the scheduling conflict Chapmanville has right there, is that, yes, you're going to take some losses early on in the season because of this with a tough schedule, but you are also going to pick up a lot more experience, a lot tougher competition, and get yourself ready for those sectional, regional, and state tournament games later on down the line. So that's why Brad Napper typically schedules just about as hard as anybody in the state, and Jeff Williamson looking to do much of the same here tonight. But I think you're going to see a lot of pressure defense on both sides, Bill, and I think that's going to be the big key here tonight, which does lead us into our Logan Regional Medical Center keys to the game. And if you're Logan and if you're Chapmanville, what is the big thing you've got to look for tonight to try and get out of here one up on your rival early on in this 2023-2024 season?
Let's go right to Chapmanville. I mean, they got to take care of the basketball. You and I both saw in the Fairmont game, and we saw in the Ashland game, that Chapmanville turned the ball over plenty of times in that contest, and that put them behind the 8 ball, and they were unable to come back from that. And with Chapmanville being down a guard, Sam Miller, one of the better ball handlers they got, it kind of forces them into the decision of who's going to handle the basketball. Well, if Logan's going to come out and apply the full court pressure and Zion Blevins is taking care of the basketball in the backcourt, it takes him away from the post what he can do. I mean, he can create on the dribble, but it kind of plays into Logan's hands. And, another thing for Logan, or for Chapmanville, they don't have that consistent third scorer yet like Logan has. We've seen Logan have in the last few games. 3 double-figure scores. I think the last 2 games they've had 4 players get in double figures, and that's been a key for them. They have to continue to get that play. But I think Logan's key tonight is going to be their production off the bench. If they can, get into bench trouble, because I think Chapmanville's going to come out and attack them and try to get into foul trouble. And if Logan can get production off the bench, they can come out of here with a win. And if Chapmanville takes care of the basketball and limits their turnovers, let's say right around 10, 12 turnovers, let's say 3 turnovers a quarter. If they get in the quarter, they have 4 or more turnovers. That's going to be difficult to keep up with this Logan team, because we've seen when Logan's at their best through 4 games this season is when they're pushing the tempo, when they're creating turnovers and getting out in transition.
Those are your Logan Regional Medical Center keys to the game, and the key to your health care is with Logan Regional Medical Center, offering care for every stage of life, from the Women's Center to pediatrics and primary care physicians. Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you. Again, we're closing in on player introductions and the national anthem here, so we'll keep things here momentarily. But I do agree with what you said about the bench, especially there, Bill. Again, both sides have proven to have solid benches so far this year, so it's not like last year with Chapmanville where they were a little bit more limited on who they could go to on the bench, and then Logan just was a triage unit throughout all of last season, which really hampered what they were able to do. But we've seen both sides go 4 or 5 deep already off their bench this year. I mean, you're not going to get someone coming in scoring 20 points maybe off the bench, but you get a Zayden Sherrod for Logan, you get a Trenton Adkins for Chapmanville. I mean, there's just a lot that both these teams can switch to whenever they get into scoring or foul trouble that I don't think afforded them that much last year.
Yeah, and you look at the production that Chapmanville's getting off the bench. The guys, they're coming in and they're contributing, they're giving minutes. They know what their role is, but they're not scoring like the guys for Logan. Look at Zayden Sherrod, 16 points in the Mingo Central game. He shared game high scoring honors with Julius Clancy. And Gage Green had 8 points. I think 7. I think he had every one of them in the second quarter of that game with Mingo Central on Saturday night. So Logan, both of these teams, they will go to their bench, but when you break it down, Logan's getting a little more production, if not a lot more production, than what Chapmanville has been able to get off the bench from their guys.
And you look at it, Chapmanville and Logan getting ready to be introduced. We're going to go with our best guess. They didn't have the starting lineups filled out yet, but for Chapmanville, the last several games
we're going with it as soon as they announce it here. So we've got. I'm going to tell you one thing. The JV game kind of disappointed here in the JV game in attendance, but looking at this varsity crowd, by far the biggest crowd of the year at the Willie Acres Arena. Both fans are packing out. I'd like to see a little more. I do see a few empty seats out there.
And for Chapmanville, the last couple of games, it's been Zion Blevins, Cameron Blevins, Joey Gollihue, Benji Atkins, and Drew Berry in the starting lineup. For Logan, it's been Julius Clancy, Matthew Hatfield, Cole Blankenship, McCormick Ilderton, and Ivan Miller over the last couple of games, and it does appear to be that is the starting 5 for the Chapmanville Tigers here tonight. As Logan looks like, Bill, they're going to get the light show here tonight. Again, Coach Williamson said that it's something they got to earn, and he feels like maybe they've earned it for tonight.
Well, let's say after the win over Grafton, that they had a choice. You can go back in the locker room, or you can take a light show. They took the locker room. Then after the impressive fourth quarter performance against Wayne, they earned a light show back in time for the Grafton game, and they've had it ever since. So I like what Coach Jeff Williamson is doing. If you want respect throughout the state of West Virginia, respect with your coaches, and you want to earn the respect of others, you have to play it on the court, and you have to make people earn that respect. And with Logan and what Jeff is doing, I love it. I totally love it. It's looked like Ivan Miller's coming out. I don't know if he's a little gimpy or not, so it looks like Miller's not in the starting lineup for the Tigers tonight. I believe that's going to open the door for Zayden Sherrod to enter the starting lineup. But again, his last game, he had 16 points.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Zayden Sherrod's been huge off the bench, so he may be getting the call here tonight, and he's the first one introduced out of the locker room for the Logan Wildcats here this evening, and he's been lanky, he's been athletic, he's been all over the boards. This is a defensive specialist, and as you said, getting 16 points as well. He adds the offense to his repertoire. It makes this Logan team much more dynamic. There's Matthew Hatfield coming out. He's had his struggles on the offensive side the first couple of games, but he's one, if he gets going, it makes Logan so much more dangerous as this season moves along.
Yeah, he struggled Saturday, which, let's be honest, that was to be expected. His struggles Saturday night against his former school, that's not an easy thing to do, going up against your former school that you just transferred from the first time. It's all in fun and games. I'm sure there's probably things said on social media and such, and some things that may have got to him that he struggled from the field, but he rebounded well. I don't think he played all that bad, but still, Logan was able to get the 10-point win and remain undefeated.
All right, now we're going to step aside for a 2-minute break, and when we come back, it'll be time for the tip-off between Logan and Chapmanville, part 1 of the 2023-24 season, as you're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff, we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill. Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
At Boone Memorial Health, we're proving that a rural health system can provide advanced care.
Working in collaboration with Marshall Orthopedics' highly respected program, we're making orthopedic care available at BMH 5 days a week.
And from sports injuries to joint replacement, we are ready to meet your orthopedic treatment needs.
It's because we care about Southern West Virginia.
And it's because we care about helping our patients live full, active lives.
Boone Memorial Health.
We are bringing specialty care home.
Because August is National Children's Eye Health Month,
we at White Eye Care want to remind you to schedule your child's back-to-school eye exam.
Did you know that vision and learning are so closely linked that 60% of problem learners have an undiagnosed vision problem?
Help your child get the most out of their studies this school year.
White Eye Care understands how good vision and good performance go together. Brighten your child's eyesight and future at White Eye Care and Logan today. After all, they deserve the best.
Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk here with you from Willie Acres Arena as we are getting set for the tip of Logan versus Chapmanville here in this early part of the 2023-24 season. Chapmanville will be in their all-black uniforms with orange checkered trim down the side, as Logan will be in their all-white uniforms with gold and blue trim down the side, with Wildcats written in blue across the chest with gold lettering, Chapmanville with orange lettering, and Tigers, or Seaville rather, written in cursive across the chest. So again, early starts to this game, Bill, has been key in the past. Who can gain the upper hand typically has been able to hold the belt at the end of the night.
We got both fan bases that are into. You don't think the national anthem singer wasn't into it? That's it. You know how you can tell if it's a real good national anthem? Is when you go through the anthem and you get stronger and stronger as you go, especially towards the end. That's how you know you've done a good job singing the anthem.
Now the tip is in the air, and we're underway here tonight on WVOW and Video Productions. Chapmanville controls first, going right to left across your computer screen and radio dial. Blevins, nice jump fake in the paint, short on the jumper, has it knocked away, and we're going to get a foul early on here against Logan.
There, see, Blevins got a shot up. He got the rebound back, and before he could go up with the second shot, somebody down low was able to reach in and try to knock the ball away, and it looked like it was McCormick Gilderton that picked up the foul. So Blevins to the line for 2 free throws. He's a pretty free throw shooter for a big guy.
Blevins has been hot throughout the early part of this season. As the first one off the back rim, no good.
We didn't have to wait long to put the announcer's curse on him, did we?
I was going to say, get it out of the way early is what I say.
20 seconds in and he missed them both.
Yeah, unfortunate for him, but he does get the offensive rebound as it was tipped out long. Yeah, Blevins had 23 the other night in the loss to Ashland, Kentucky. Gives it over for Blevins, Cameron Blevins that is. And that is his uncle that is on the floor with him. Over to Benji Atkins, dangerous entry pass, but it finds Zion, goes to the other side, misses on the layup, and rebound taken by Sherrod.
Now, Zion Blevins 0 for 3 from the field early on, and even 0 for 2 from the free throw line. So Chapmanville, with some good opportunities, comes away into hand and see what Logan can do against this Chapmanville pressure. It looks like a little bit of a three-quarter trap there.
Just swing it over left side, Clancy, he'll go for 3, and Logan on the board first.
Well, we've seen that Logan has been missing that here lately, the three-point shot. Clancy hits one early, and Logan off and running to the three-point lead.
Gollyhue spins in the paint. Tough right-handed floater won't fall. Blevins skies for the rebound, and he's rejected by Sherrod out of bounds. It'll stay with Chapmanville.
That is the one thing, and now we're going to get a little bit of tempers flaring down there as both Sherrod and Blevins, they're going to get Blevins out. Chris, I'm going to tell you what, I don't agree with that. I think maybe that should have been a double T because Sherrod was saying just as much as what Blevins was. And, you see Coach Brad Napper out there and want to know why it's not a double technical, and I got to agree with him. Both players are saying something to one another, and, you got to control your emotions early. You've got to let that go. And you can see Jeff Williamson out there. He's trying to pump this crowd up. And early on, Zion Blevins is struggling from the field, and I think those struggles are starting to get in his head, especially with Sherrod, the underclassman, blocking the shot of the senior.
So it'll be Clancy to go to the line to shoot the technicals and misses off the back iron. But, yeah, on the other end, you don't see Zion Blevins get that animated. He's still hot, and he's having to be pushed away by Joey Gollihew as he's jawing with Cole Blankenship, it looks like now. But, yeah, you don't see Zion Blevins typically get this upset, and he's even talking to the officials, so he's going to have to be careful here.
I believe Coach Napper's going to take him out of the game, give him a chance to cool him down, get his emotions in check before he goes back in there. You don't want to do anything. And, nothing wrong with what Logan's doing. He's got one technical foul already. Go ahead and you see he's reacting. You've got to talk to him, but he's got to do a better job of controlling those emotions.
And you've got the assistant coaches talking to him now on the bench as Chapmanville coming out with severe pressure, and they cause a turnover as Blankenship stepped out of bounds in front of the Chapmanville bench.
First turnover early on for either team, and you can hear through our headsets and on radio dial, both these crowds are vocal and into it. More so the Logan crowd, but the Chapmanville faithful had a little bit of something to cheer about there on that turnover. So, it could have been a disastrous start for Chapmanville, but, they come up with a defensive stop.
Trying to find the first points of the game. Gollihew looking to provide it. Step back 3, and Joey Gollihew with his first bucket, and Chapmanville on the board.
And that's huge. If Joey Gollihew can get going early, that's going to help Chapmanville. And now I'm telling you, I think we're going to have a delay game warning against Benji Atkins. When the ball went through the net, he must have touched it. So you see him go to the scores table real quick. So that's a delay game warning. The next one that happens will be a technical foul.
4-3, Logan leads it here. 6:12 to go in the first quarter. Ilderton lob pass tipped by Barry and goes out of bounds. We'll stay with Logan. And again, this is just as much a rivalry game for Drew Barry. Again, he started out this season playing football for the Logan Wildcats, transfers back to Chapmanville, so he's got to be feeling a lot of emotions coming back.
Yeah, he's played on both sides here in this rivalry, and he wants to get a win.
Now Hatfield steps into a 3. That one off the mark. Gollihew goes for the rebound, knocked loose on the floor. Sherrod comes up with it. Over to Clancy, and now whistling a bump against Cameron Blevins.
That's going to be the second team foul against the Tigers. Of course, the technical foul against Blevins counted as a personal foul as well against Blevins, and it counts as a team foul.
That'll be the second team foul against Chapmanville, one against Logan. And then 5 team fouls put you in the 2-shot penalty for the rest of the quarter, and then it resets at the end of each quarter. Sherrod will get it out for Ilderton. Ilderton on the right wing had his pass deflected by Cameron Blevins out of bounds, so it'll stay with Logan.
Chapmanville doing a good job of getting hands in the passing lane, knowing where all the Logan players are at on offense. And they're getting some deflections. They're not getting the steals, but if they keep it up, they will eventually get those steals.
Blankenship into the left corner, drives baseline, dumps it off to Sherrod, goes up, can't finish. Ilderton had a rebound to go right back up with it, but couldn't handle it. Gets it back, though, goes down low to Sherrod, and he'll lay it in.
Chapmanville went after the rebound. They all converged on Ilderton, and Logan had two players underneath. Ilderton was able to find Sherrod for the easy layup.
Cameron Blevins pulls up for three on the other end. That one off the front iron, rebounded by Sherrod.
Sherrod's been a energy, high-maintenance guy early on.
Cole Blankenship, quick trigger from the left corner. That one's short, rebounded by Barry. They'll get it off to Gollihue, races into the front court. 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Pull up from the free throw line is short. Rebound ricocheted out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by Logan.
Yeah, Sherrod was unable to get two hands on that ball. Zion Blevins will check back in after getting a couple of minutes on the bench to calm down. But now the officials, there's been one technical in this game. They're not going to let much more go. So the next player that really shows their emotions liable to get teed up.
And Cameron Blevins went for an ill-advised three that time and misses off the side of the backboard. He thought maybe he got fouled by Blankenship on the way up. It'll go back to Logan.
Yeah, that ball ricocheted off the top of the backboard and into the front row there, the reserve seating of the chair backs along the baseline.
And again, that was odd to see that shot go up. It was well contested by Blankenship as they get it over to Hatfield. He'll pull for three from the left wing, but that one's short. Rebounded by Cameron Blevins. Zion Blevins back into the game after that technical. Brings it into the front court, now gives it back up to Cameron Blevins. 4:35 to go in the first quarter. Lobbed inside for Benji Atkins. Back out, Drew Berry. Open three from the left wing. Online, but too strong. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and it was last touch by Logan.
Good job by the officials to get together to see who that ball went off of. Because if I'm the official on the baseline, to me, it looked like it could have possibly went off of Benji Atkins, but the official standing in front of the Logan bench saw that Blankenship touched it, and the ball did not touch Atkins.
6-3, Logan leads it. 4:23 to go in the first quarter. Gollihue, with the only points so far of the game for Chapmanville, gives it over for Benji Atkins. Atkins drives to the free throw line, picks up his dribble out to Zion Blevins. Zion, he's got range from out there, trying to set up Sherrod. Steps back, goes for three. This one off the back iron, but there's Barry on the offensive glass. Gets it back out towards midcourt for Blevins, and they'll reset. We hit the midway point of quarter number one. Defense has been the name of the game so far. Zion drives baseline, can't hit on the layup as Sherrod forced him underneath the basket. Now Clancy back the other way, pull up, charge called on Clancy.
Chris, I'll tell you what, I don't agree with that one. You let it go on one end. It was a good no call on one end. On this end, pretty much the same play. And Clancy gets whistled for the foul. I don't necessarily agree with that. You let it go on one end but call it on the other. You got to be consistent with that, especially in a game like this where emotions are already high.
Now 6-3, Logan still leads it. 3:44 to go in the first quarter. Barry with it at the top of the key. Now to Atkins on the left side. And Blevins trying to get position down low. They give it out to Cameron Blevins. Drives inside. Little scoop in the lane, and it'll go for Cameron Blevins.
And maybe Cameron Blevins can be that third scorer that Chapmanville needs to step up in this contest.
Chapmanville cuts it to one. Logan's led the entire first quarter thus far. It's Hatfield, bodied by Gollihue, gives it over to Blankenship, steps inside the arc. Two-pointer, no good. Rebound tipped around. Barry grabs it away from Sherrod. Now it looks like he traveled with it as he got caught up trying to get away from Sherrod.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see that Barry got that rebound. He brought it down. He was trying to keep Sherrod from tying him up. Barry's contesting to the official that Sherrod grabbed him on the wrist, and as Barry is pulling that ball to himself, he loses his momentum and gets whistled for the travel.
It's inbounded to Sherrod, out front for Ilderton. Now in Clancy's hands. Logan extending the offense here a little bit. They get it over to Hatfield. Three from the left corner. That one off the mark as well. He's 0 for so far again here tonight. Up ahead, Benji Atkins gets behind the defense, stumbles a little, but he'll lay it in.
Good job by Atkins to beat the defense back and lay it in. But if you're Chapmanville, you've got to find these shooters for Logan. They have gotten wide open looks after wide open looks on every possession down the floor. They're over from three-point range. But if you don't get on them, you leave them open long enough, eventually they're going to make the shots.
They get the foul on Chapmanville. That'll be against Barry, so that'll be his first. Team foul number 3 with 2:49 left here in the first quarter. Clancy drives baseline, and another charge, and it's Benji Atkins taking it again, and that's 2 on Clancy, both on charges.
That's huge. That is huge if you're Logan. 3 turnovers, both 2 of them on charges, 2 on Clancy, both charges on Clancy, and that's huge. On the other end, Chapmanville held their breath when Blevins went in. They thought maybe he got a whistle for a charge, but they let it go.
They get it down low to Zion. Blevins tries to go up, and they're going to get a whistle and a foul.
That may be Clancy. That might be his third.
Yes,
before they could get him out.
Wow.
Clancy's contained. His argument with the official is he had the ball. He thought he had the arrow, but now that's 3 fouls. 2:33 to go. How long is he going to set?
And, you get it on his end. He felt like he had ball on Blevins, but in that situation, if you're Clancy, you can't put yourself in that situation where that can be called against you. And just the defensive nature of Julius Clancy couldn't be helped that time. And now he's going to spend a long time on the bench, very likely. And now what could that do to Logan as Blevins hits the first?
Well, it's going to test that depth for sure. I mean, we've talked about their depth and that bench being productive for them. We're going to see how good that bench is here tonight against a very good quality Chapmanville team.
Chapmanville on a 6-0 run now, leading at 9-6. As Berry kicks a pass away from Ilderton, it'll stay with the Wildcats.
And checking back in for Logan was Blankenship. Blankenship took a seat when Ivan Miller checked into the contest, so Blankenship's back in. So you've kind of got a normal starting lineup, you could say, for Logan.
Hatfield's pass too strong for Blankenship, taken by Gollihue. Back the other way, he'll step back in the corner. Tough three, no good off the back rim. Rebounded underneath by Miller.
Now, if you're Logan, you got to push the ball up the floor. Find out where Blevins is. Try to attack him and get that second foul. See if you can get him out of the game.
Ilderton drives it strong, runs over Gollihue, no whistle. Rebound tipped around, taken away by Blevins. Up ahead to Zion Blevins, one-on-one with Hatfield. Sidesteps him, and Zion Blevins lays it in.
You'll wonder if you'll see a timeout coming from Coach Williamson. He's going to let his boys play through it. It's just 11-6, but Chapmanville on an 8-0 run right now to take the lead.
Blankenship trying to quiet it. Three goes in and out, no good. Got halfway down the bucket and wouldn't fall. And now Chapmanville looking to make this a double-digit run on this trip. It's already at 8-0. Zion Blevins into the middle. Pulls up at it, knocked away by Hatfield. Still fighting for it. Gives it underneath to Benji Atkins, and he'll lay it in.
Wow, so much attention was drawn to Blevins that he lost the ball. He's able to pick it back up, and Logan failed to account for Benji Atkins.
Ilderton underneath finds Sherrod loose, lays it up, and that ends the 10-0 run for now.
Sherrod, again, he had 16 in that win over Mingo Central. He shared game-high scoring honors with Clancy. He's going to need to provide that much, if not more.
Now 55 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Chapmanville leading at 13-8. Again, they were frigid from the floor until the past couple of minutes, and now we got a whistle and a push out front on Logan.
And that'll send Chapmanville to the free throw line.
Let's see who they got that on.
I want to say maybe Blankenship. Was he in the area? Is it Blankenship or Hatfield? I think it was a single digit. And now we've got I think Blevins was going to check out, but he can't check out until the first free throw. So the foul is indeed on Blankenship. So after the first free throw attempt here, Blevins will be able to check out, and that'll keep him from picking up a silly foul late in the quarter.
Gollihue hits on the first free throw. Again, he was scoreless the other night against Ashland, Kentucky in the first half, and then caught fire in the fourth quarter. Scored 9 of his 11 points there before he fouled out as he misses on the second free throw. Rebounded by Logan. Trailing at 14-8 here with 43 seconds left in the quarter. Ilderton gets into the middle, dumps it off for Miller, got the baseline, and Ivan Miller away.
If Ivan Miller gets that deep in the lane, there's nothing that Chapmanville can do. And that was a good job by Logan to break the pressure, and Miller to run the floor and find the open spot and get the look.
Gollihue going to pull from the parking lot for three, no good off the front iron, but rebounded on the back end by Jet Baisden. Back over to Gollihue, it goes past him, but Drew Berry there on the spot. Gives it back to Benji Atkins, and now Brad Napper telling his team to hold up here and go for one shot. As Logan has the arrow to start quarter number 2. Down to 10 seconds. Berry to the free throw line. Pull-up jumper online but short. Logan's going to have a chance here. 6 seconds. Here comes Ilderton into the front court. Down to 3. Over for Hatfield. 3 at the horn. No good, and that'll end the first 8 minutes of action with Chapmanville leading Logan 14-10. We'll be back in 60 seconds as you're listening to and watching Logan and Chapmanville High School basketball right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill. Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
Back everybody, Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk here with you from Willie Acres Arena here tonight. As the Chapmanville leading Logan 14-10 as the Logan Wildcat cheerleaders being honored down on the floor right now for their state runner-up finish in the cheerleading competition a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, the first quarter was a little bit of a tale of two quarters, Bill. Again, Logan kind of held the pace, held the momentum throughout the first quarter, but couldn't really get much of a lead. And then Chapmanville all of a sudden just turned it on like a jetpack, closing that first quarter out.
Now, if you're Logan, I mean, you'll be happy going down 4 points. I mean, you got Julius Clancy on the bench, 2:33 to go in this quarter. He picked up his third foul. And I think I kind of seen not Logan. They went on a little bit of a run there to cut this into a 4-point deficit as they turn it over to start the quarter.
And Joey Gollahue gets his hands in the passing lanes, gets it up ahead for Benji Atkins, now to Cameron Blevins, lobs it inside for Zion. Nice look for Trenton Atkins on the left side, but Atkins can't hit the layup. Rebound loose underneath, Trenton Atkins gets it back, and he'll travel with it.
Yeah, Trenton's got to finish those. I mean, you know the double team is coming. Zion Blevins is patient enough with the basketball to not force things. He sees that the double team comes. He's so much taller than everybody. He can see over top of it. He delivers a perfect strike to Atkins. The layup's just not converted. That's a lost opportunity, and let's hope it don't come back and haunt Chapmanville.
And you can kind of tell as soon as it left his hands, it wasn't quite where it needed to be. It's on his release point, a Sherrod underneath the basket, rips it away from Zion Blevins, and he'll lay it in.
6 points for Sherrod early, and you know, Chapmanville on the other end, that's going to be, was that Cam Blevins, I believe, with the layup.
Yeah, and he just able to smoke by his defender that time. And Cameron Blevins now with 4 points, and the lead is at 4 for Chapmanville. Blankenship, right baseline for Sherrod. Double team, looking for help. Gave a little elbow there to Benji Atkins to free himself up. Goes on the cross side pass that time for Hatfield. Can't finish on the left side, gets it back. Tries to give it off to Miller. Miller being hounded by Cameron Blevins. Almost lost it. Miller back to Blankenship. Little jumper from the left elbow. Won't fall. And once again, Logan struggling from the field.
Yeah, whether it's mid-range or long-range, the jumpers are just not falling for Logan, but they're doing a good job of getting shots at the rim.
What a take by Zion Blevins. He hit the afterburners to get to the rim that time and hits the little banker to make the lead 6 now for Chapmanville. And there's another contested pass. Cameron Blevins knocks it away. And this is what Logan's been used to doing to other teams so far this year.
Yeah, right now the Wildcats, 6:28 to go. Clancy still on the bench with those 3 fouls. Chris, if this could stay in a 4 to 6 point range for the entire quarter, I don't think we see Clancy for the rest of the half.
Yeah, I think depending on where this lead may get to, if it does start to increase, will depend on how long Clancy stays out, as almost another turnover forced along the Chapmanville sideline. They were just hacking away at the ball on Ilderton, and it went off of Chapmanville.
Yeah, fortunate there for Logan that it wasn't their 6th turnover of the contest. Chapmanville with only 1 turnover by my count. They've done a very good job of taking care of the basketball.
18-12, Chapmanville leads Logan. 6:12 to go in the first half. What a pass by Ilderton. Found Sherrod on the right side, and he'll lay it in.
Meanwhile, while Chapmanville is doing a good job of taking care of the basketball, they're not doing a very good job on the defensive end of finding and recognizing these Logan cutters.
Now here's Blevins. Cameron Blevins looking to answer back. Spin in the lane. Can't convert on the turnaround. Outlet pass goes to no one but Ilderton there to scoop it up. Ilderton into the front court. Drives in against 3 Tigers, and he gets bailed out as he's fouled on the way to the rim.
And we'll see if that's Drew Berry. That'll be number 2 on Berry if it is. And it will be Berry. So that's the first one of the quarter and the second on Berry.
I'll send Ilderton to the free throw line. Yet to score here tonight. His first free throw up and good.
That cuts it to a 3-point game as Ilderton's going to have another opportunity to bring from the free throw line and a chance to bring Logan to within 2.
Ilderton's second free throw up. This one off the side of the rim. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Looked like it was off Miller last, but no, they're going to say it was off Zion Blevins instead.
I know it's still another very good job by these officials. Before the call was made, the official that was on the baseline looked in front of the student section and was asking for help to make sure that it was indeed what he saw, that Chapmanville was the last to touch.
And now a pass from Ilderton stolen away by Blevins. Over to Zion. Blevins spins in the lane. Cameron Blevins Cole Blankenship was fouling him all the way up. They didn't whistle it, and Zion still hits the layup anyway. On the other end, Hatfield pulls up inside on the right end, and he'll bank it in.
First points for Hatfield. And Chris, the reason they didn't call a foul because neither official was in position to make the call. They didn't know what they seen.
Zion attacks again on the left side. He gets all the way to the 10 and lays it in. But yeah, Cole Blankenship had him wrapped up like saran wrap on the other end, and nothing was called, but Zion still hit. Now underneath, what a find to Sherrod, and it links through the rim. It stayed on the rim for a good 2 seconds.
I believe they call that shooter's touch.
He's into double figures now with 10. 22-19, Chapmanville leads it as now the offense is starting to explode on both ends. Gollihue pulls up from about 12, no good, but on the back end, Benji Atkins puts it back in.
And that's about the third or fourth opportunity that Chapmanville's had on the back end, and I think it's like the first opportunity they've converted.
Now pass from Ilderton deflected by Cameron Blevins. Volleyball over to Sherrod. He gets it in the paint, pulls up, and he'll hit again.
Chapmanville has no answer for Sherrod when he gets that deep in the paint. Chapmanville's going to have to do something. They're gambling on a lot of these passes. They're getting some tip passes, and it's leading to Sherrod to get inside.
4:27 to go here in what's been an action-packed second quarter. Cameron Blevins pull up from just beyond the free throw line, and he'll hit.
Blevins with 6 points in this contest early on. Also 6 points from Benji Atkins. So both Blevins and Atkins trying to help Zion Blevins shoulder the scoring load.
And here, talked about the defenses coming into this game. We haven't had a defensive stop in about the last 5 trips on both sides. Again, it's just been better offense here the last few trips. As Ilderton slowing things down out near midcourt. Picks up his dribble, gives it back over to Hatfield. Looking inside, finds Blankenship, and there's Cameron Blevins with the quick hands again, knocked it out of bounds.
Chapmanville's going to be able to get a substitution in here, as that's Jet Baisden, I believe. I think I've seen a number 12. Yeah, Baisden will check in for Trenton Atkins. So they're going a little quicker on the Chapmanville's end, and now checking in for Ilderton will be Devin Maynard. Devin Maynard had a phenomenal game in that JV game. I think he had right around 23, 25 points in that overtime win for Logan in the JV contest.
So Chapmanville going with speed. Logan countering with more size with Maynard. As Maynard has it now, just lost it out of his hands. Gollihue got the ball, tried to throw it up ahead, but threw it towards the scores table, and Jet Baisden couldn't save it.
I don't know what Gollihue was thinking there when he caught it and spun. I don't know if he thought he was picked his dribble up and thought he was in the midst of a walk and had to do something to get rid of it to avoid the turnover there. But, a dead ball turnover is better than a live ball.
Sherrod pass out front, deflected, loose on the floor. Jet Baisden wins the battle to it. Gives it off to Benji Atkins, drives into the center, kicks it out to Zion Blevins. Drives to the free throw line, pull up from the right elbow, and Zion Blevins starting to feel it here in the second quarter.
Well, that was a smart play by Zion Blevins. You could see him pull up short because he knew there was defenders down there waiting for him.
Now Jet Baisden gets his hands in the passing lane, intercepts it, gives it off to Blevins, and that's going to be an intentional foul. It has to be.
They're going to converge. I imagine that will. He grabbed him by the waist. I don't see any reason why that's a play on the ball.
Yeah, it wasn't violent at all by Cole Blankenship, but that's got to be an intentional foul in that situation, but I don't know if they're going to call it. Yeah, they are.
There it is.
I was going to say, I feel like they just had to in that spot. It was too obvious.
And now 7-point lead for Chapmanville. 2 shots in the ball upcoming for Zion Blevins. They've got a chance to go up by double digits.
Blevins gets the first to fall through. And he's got 9 points here in the second quarter. 13 for the game now. Yeah, that's kind of what you saw on the other trip. It wasn't as blatant as that one was, but yeah, that's what Blankenship was trying to do on the layup from Zion earlier this quarter. And, he's just trying to prevent the basket. So, like I said, it wasn't anything that was violent or ill-tempered by Cole Blankenship, but just the fact that he had no intentions of going for the ball made that an easy call for the officials.
Logan will go deeper into their bench as Gage Green and Mason Spence will check in for the Wildcats. Maynard and Blankenship check out. So, again, you've got, really Hatfield's out as well. Who's going to handle the ball here? Or Hatfield remained in the game.
They get it up top for Cameron Blevins. Goes for three. Misses off the front of the rim. Zion Blevins chases it down in the corner. Double team. Gets it to Basin, who bobbled it. And now pass intercepted by Sherrod. One-on-one with Cameron Blevins. Lets him fly by, and Sherrod will lay it in.
Sherrod's doing his best part that he can to keep Logan in this contest as they've cut the lead back to 7.
And Sherrod's got 10 points this quarter, as does Zion Blevins, and Sherrod has 14 for the half. 30-23, Chapmanville leads it. 2.5 minutes to go before halftime. Zion gets ahead of steam, drives inside, lost control of it, and they're going to get him for a travel.
Back-to-back turnovers for Chapmanville. That's 4 for the game for the Tigers. Is checking in is, I believe that's Ilderton checking back in. He'll replace Fence. So 1 turnover in the first quarter for the Tigers. 3 thus far in this quarter.
You saw the Sherrod steal and bucket on our Thornhill Auto Group instant replay here on Video Productions. Again, he has been so huge for Logan here in the first half. So up top with it is Ilderton, splits 2 defenders, drives in, kicks it out, 3 from the left wing, no good. Logan still can't get one to fall from the outside as Green couldn't hit. Now rebound taken by Benji Atkins. He and Sherrod bumping in the backcourt, and they're going to call a travel on Atkins. And Brad Happer can't believe it.
Well, let's be honest. You can't believe that call. Can't believe that Zion Blevins didn't get called for going over the back. Then you had another bump before the bump on Benji Atkins. I mean, there was 4 or 5 fouls there that could have been called, and neither one of them worked.
They'll inbound it for Green. Back over to Hatfield. Nice pass inside to Ilderton, and he'll hit the banker.
Now Chapmanville's come up with some turnovers on the last end. Logan is turning those turnovers into points now. They've scored on these turnovers on back-to-back possessions.
Ivan Miller and Zion Blevins battling for position at the left elbow. 1:45 to go in the first half. Logan has cut the lead down to 5. Cam Blevins out to Zion. Top of the key, fakes on a 3, tries to drive in on Miller, pulls up, and fouled as he goes to the ground, and Zion will go to the line to shoot 2 as he just shakes his head at Miller as he lays on the ground.
Well, if you're Miller, all you got to do, you just got to hold your hand up. Zion's out of position. That shot's not going down. I know we've seen Zion step in and knock those down, but he's struggling to shake Miller. He gets inside. He's fading away. There is no need to even try to contest that shot. Just stick your hand up.
And this has been as animated as I've seen Zion Blevins in 4 years on a basketball court or even at school as he hits the first. Again, he's very mild-mannered whenever you get to see him and know him, very soft-spoken, but you can tell that this one means a lot to him as it does to both sides, but he's really come out in a more aggressive stance, to say the least, here this evening.
That's probably because of that technical foul. I guess, the technical foul. Sherrod blocking his shot, and then what he had to say to him is just awoken a giant.
He hit both free throws. He's got 12 this quarter now. Ilderton, what a drive coast to coast. Can't finish, though, too strong as Blevins got the rebound, but then got caught in midair and had no one to go to, and they're calling for a travel.
You see Coach Brad Nammer's he's not arguing that call. He's in agreement with the referee on that when you don't see any reaction from him at all.
Now Logan will inbound, trailing by 7. 1:25 to go here in the first half. Miller double teamed in front of the Chapmanville bench, trying to get rid of it, loses it underneath his feet. Ball being fought for. No whistle yet. Now we finally get a whistle.
I don't think we're going to have a tie-up. Possession should remain with Logan, because if they call a tie-up, well, they did call a tie-up.
Yeah,
I thought Joey Gollyhue, if Gollyhue was responsible for the tie-up, Gollyhue was standing out of bounds when he tied him up, but apparently there must have been another player from Chapmanville that tied him up, and I must have missed that one.
Yeah, they do give the tie-up and possession arrow with Chapmanville.
So that's a turnover. That's number 10 for Logan. Now, we've talked about turnovers, saying that Chapmanville needed to do a good job of taking care of the basketball. For the most part, they have 6 turnovers, but 5 turnovers have been in this quarter, and those 5 turnovers have prevented Chapmanville from running Logan out of the gym here in the first half. Meanwhile, Logan, 10 turnovers on the other end. That's not what Jeff Williamson likes, and I'm sure they'll talk about that in the locker room at halftime.
Cameron Blevins putting on a dribbling exhibition right now. Gets by Ilderton, shovels it over for Benji Atkins in the left corner. Back up top, Jet Basin all alone for 3. Can't get it to fall. Rebound loose. Benji Atkins comes away with it, and he'll lay it in with the left hand.
Zayden Sherrod went over top of everybody to get the rebound, but when he came down with the ball, he lost it on the back of Benji Atkins.
And Ilderton found a hole in the defense. No one closed off the middle, and Ilderton takes it all the way in. So 34-27 Chapmanville, 38 seconds left in the first half. Gollihue on the left wing, dribbles towards the free throw line, spins in the lane, goes with a couple up fakes, throws up a wild shot, no good, but there's Benji Atkins again on the glass. He's in double figures now.
Offensive rebounding for Chapmanville, that's the key.
36-27, and now a foul on Cameron Blevins. That'll be his second. We'll see here on our All-State Instant Replay on Video Productions. Again, Gollihue couldn't find the mark, but Benji Atkins in the right spot a couple of times tonight on the offensive glass.
Just not getting the positioning on the defensive rebound, and Benji Atkins is able to sneak in there and come away with back-to-back offensive rebounds and 2 big buckets.
Down to 15 seconds left in the half. Over to Hatfield. Fakes, drives into the lane. Floater up. It goes, but they call another charge, and it's Benji Atkins again taking the punishment.
I would have to see that one on the replay, as I felt that Hatfield was in the air, but, obviously in high school basketball, it's not like college in basketball. There is no landing spot for the defender to come down.
With 4 seconds left in the half, Zion pulls for 2. Long 2 on the way is short, and that'll do it for the first half of action as Chapmanville trailed early on by 3, but they've since taken a 9-point edge into the locker room, tying their largest lead of the first 16 minutes of play. Just a reminder that Nationwide Insurance is a proud supporter of Logan Wildcat and Chapmanville Tiger Athletics and the community of Logan County. For auto, home, life, and business insurance, make sure you visit their offices on Main Street in Logan and Main Street in Chapmanville. For all your sides, there is Nationwide. This is WVOW Logan. Well, Bill and I are going to step aside for a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll talk about everything going on here in the first half from Willie Acres Arena as you are listening to and watching Logan Wildcat basketball action and Chapmanville Tiger basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
I'm Dr. Chad Lavender. My fertilized ACL technique has gained national and international attention. It all started here on a small football field in West Virginia. That's where my passion to help athletes and others began. I personally have had 19 different states and locations that patients have traveled from for this ACL reconstruction.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill. Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
Dunkin' is here with your holiday helpers. Peppermint mocha and toasted white chocolate signature lattes. A touch of delicious holiday magic to help you seize the season. Sip through the holidays with signature lattes at Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
The Tint Guy has big news. The newest location is now open in Barbersville. Voted best in the Valley since 2020. Getting your windows tinted is now twice as easy. Go to the best, The Tint Guy.
Hey, Tint Guy here. Come see us at our new location in Barbersville.
To 27 at the half in favor of the Chapmanville Tigers. Here from Willie Acres Arena, Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk with you. Jill Blevins, our statistician here tonight, here in the Crow's Nest at Willie Acres Arena. And Bill, Chapmanville took control of the game there in the second quarter, and Logan was struggling to keep up, but they have stayed within striking range here in the first half. Again, neither team shooting particularly well from the field, especially from the outside, but Logan's really had their difficulties with turnovers so far here in the first half and not being able to find any sort of outside shooting that can really claw them back into this, and they've got to find some more production other than just Zayden Sherrod, who had a terrific first half.
Well, they got 1 3. That was the first 3 of the game that Clancy was able to knock down from the corner. But, since then, nobody else has really stepped up. McCormick Gilderton's trying to do a good job of coming in and get some baskets. He's got 5 points. They came in there in the second quarter on drives to the bucket. Logan, they'll continue to do that. If they get some stops on this defensive end, they're going to be able to get back in this because Chapmanville, when they can't turn Logan over, they've shown that they can't stay in front of the Logan defenders, and Logan's been able to get to the basket and score at will inside. Now on the other side, Logan's got no answer for Zion Blevins right now. He picked up that technical early and went out of the contest and for a little bit of a minute. And since then, it seemed to ignite a flame in Zion. And he's been unstoppable. He's got 16 points. But we talked about contributing and stepping up. How about Benji Atkins, 10 points? Cam Blevins with 6 points as well. We talked about who's going to be that consistent third scorer for the Tigers. And Benji Atkins has stepped up. But still, that's 2 guys that Chapmanville is going to need in this second half. They've got to continue to take better care of the basketball. Only 6 turnovers, 1 in the first quarter, 5 in that second quarter. But if you're Chapmanville, you're going to need to see more production out of some of your other players, because I imagine when they come out of here to start the second half, I imagine Logan's going to step up the defensive pressure, trying to force some turnovers, and I imagine they're going to be keying on Zion Blevins, so they need to continue to find those guys that are open when Logan does double teaming, and Chapmanville has done a good job of that, especially Zion Blevins. As you mentioned, that size that he has, he can see over top of any double team that Logan throws at him, and he's been able to be patient and find the open cutter on the backside.
And then you look at the first half scoring here for both sides, starting with Logan. Zayden Sherrod leading the way with 14 points, 10 of those in the second quarter. And then you have McCormick Gilderton with 5 points, Julius Clancy with 4, Ivan Miller and Matthew Hatfield each with 2 points apiece. Logan 2 of 4 from the free throw line. Chapmanville 7 of 10 from the free throw line in the first half. On the other end, Zion Blevins leading the way with 16 points. He had a monster second quarter with 12 of those 16 there. Benji Atkins, big tonight, 10 points for him in the contest. Cameron Blevins with 6 points, and Joey Gollahue with 4 points to round out the scoring. And as I said, both teams with just 1-3, those coming early in the first quarter. Again, something you're not used to seeing out of both these sides. But so far the game has been off of turnovers and has been down low in the paint, which a little bit uncustomary from what you see from the Chapmanville-Logan game.
And not only did both of those threes come early, they were the first baskets for both teams. Clancy's 3 got it going. He hit the free throw, and off the technical, that was 4-0. And then Gollahue hit the 3, and we thought at that point, Gollahue needed that early on to see a shot go through to develop that confidence. But Gollahue's not made another shot since that 3, other than a free throw. But for the most part, Chapmanville hasn't needed him to make shots, because again, it's been Benji Atkins and Cam Blevins helping Zion Blevins on the offensive end. And if you're Logan, and another thing with Chapmanville, they got to do a better job of closing out on the shooters. Logan got multiple open threes from the corner and the wings, and they only made 1 of them. And I'm going to tell you, in the second half, Logan's going to continue. If they continue to get them open looks, they're not just going to make 1. Eventually, those threes are going to start to drop. And if Chapmanville don't do a better job of getting out of the shooters, this 9-point game, this 9-point deficit that Logan is facing, they knock down a couple of threes, they could very easily be up 9. They could very easily flip the script if Chapmanville doesn't do a better job on the defensive end of locating the shooters.
36-27 in favor of Chapmanville over Logan here at intermission, as Bill and I are going to step aside for a 2-minute break. And when we come back, it'll be time for the start of the second half here from Willie Acres Arena, as you are listening to and watching Chapmanville and Logan basketball here on WVOW and Video Productions.
At Hanley Funeral Home, we offer unique opportunities for families to create healing moments after loss. With over 55 years of experience serving the Boone, Logan, and Lincoln communities, our staff will help you discover ways to pay tribute, whether that be at a burial service at one of our cemeteries or a personalized lasting memorial. Visit us at www.handleyfh.com or call 304-369-0718. The Handley family of business thanks you for your support.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Because August is National Children's Eye Health Month,
we at White Eye Care want to remind you to schedule your child's back-to-school eye exam.
Did you know that vision and learning are so closely linked that 60% of problem learners have an undiagnosed vision problem?
Help your child get the most out of their studies this school year.
White Eye Care understands how good vision and good performance go together. Brighten your child's eyesight and future at White Eye Care in Logan today. After all, they deserve the best.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Arena, Chris Kidd with you, Bill Lusk alongside me. Joe Blevins, our statistician here tonight on WVOW Radio and Video Productions. And here in the second half, Bill, you know, Jaden Sherrod's been pulling his weight for Logan. Zion Blevins and Benji Atkins offensively for Chapmanville. You really got to see it more out of the role players here again. Matthew Hatfield, he's gotten some good looks in the first half, hasn't been able to knock anything down for Logan. Somebody's got to get going here on the offensive end besides Jaden Sherrod, because they're going to drown, as you said, if they don't get anything. Didn't even get anything out of Cole Blankenship in the first half.
Yeah, Cole Blankenship scoreless in this half. Julius Clancy 4 points early on, but then he picked up those 3 fouls. He set until 2:33. Clancy's back in there, and I'm telling you, I think what you saw with Zion and that technical foul, Clancy is set for a long time. I believe you're going to see a fire lit under Clancy and a fire under this Logan team. This first 4 minutes is going to be crucial for Chapmanville.
Get it to Hatfield in the left corner, now to Clancy. As you said, been out since the middle of the first quarter with those 3 fouls. As Logan going right to left across your computer screen and radio dial. Chapmanville left to right as body contact driving in by Ilderton, nothing whistled. Sherrod gets the rebound at to Hatfield. He needs this. Won't fall off the left side. Rebounded by Blevins.
Another open look and another open look that doesn't drop for Chapmanville. For Logan. Chapmanville dodged a bullet there. Logan had 2 good opportunities.
And again, Matt Hatfield's a very good shooter. He's just had his struggles so far here in these first several games for Logan, getting himself going.
You know, much like Joey Gollihue.
Well, now here's Gollihue trying on the other end, and Gollihue gets off the schneid as he buries a corner 3.
You know, they both transferred from Mingo County schools, and a lot of times when you transfer from one school to another, it could take a little time to set in.
Now the lead is as big as it's been all night at 12. Hatfield on the other end misses a floater along the baseline, rebounded by Benji Atkins. Now here comes Zion Blevins up the right side. Zion stutter steps, drives in on Hatfield, and Hatfield will foul him on the way up.
First foul of the quarter and the first for Hatfield.
That'll send Zion Blevins back to the free throw line. And he missed his first 2 attempts, but since then Zion's 6 of 6 from the free throw line. And Chapmanville only missing 3 free throws here tonight. That's been a little bit of a problem for them in their first few games, and Blevins sinks the first.
That extends it out to a 13-point lead. And, you know, regardless of what happens on this free throw, Logan's got to get the ball, and Logan's got to get some answers on the offensive end.
And Zion Blevins hits both free throws. He's got 18 now, looking like a potential first-team All-Stater this year through these first 4 games. And now Chapmanville enjoying a 15-point bulge here with 6:35 to go in the third quarter. Blankenship underneath for Sherrod. Back out top. They give it over to Clancy. This is a much-needed 3. It won't fall. Blankenship grabs the board, pull up in the paint, and he'll stop the bleeding for now.
First points for Blankenship. And Logan cuts the lead to 12. They're going to step up a little bit of pressure in the backcourt, see if they can slow Chapmanville down, maybe force them into a mistake, get a turnover, and get out in transition.
And there's a steal from Blankenship. Took it away from Cameron Blevins. Here's Ilderton. Drives in right side, and he'll be fouled on the way to the rim.
I think that might be Blevins. Well, it's take your pick. It's either Cam or Zion, but I think it's Cam. And if it's Cam, it is 3 on Cam.
Yeah, and they do signal Cameron Blevins, so now he has his third foul. So he and Clancy both saddled with 3 here early in the third quarter, with Chapmanville leading at 41-29. Ilderton's first free throw up and good. He's got 6 points now, 2 of 3 from the line.
Now we've seen Cam Blevins handle the ball when Zion Blevins has it. Now he's out with 3 fouls. Who steps up to help Zion Blevins handle the basketball? This may be the turning point in the game that Logan was looking for. 6:07 in the contest, and Cam Blevins to the bench with 3 fouls. But maybe Chapmanville's primarily ball handler, so we'll see what kind of pressure Logan dials up.
Now lead back down to 10 at 41-31, and now Gollahue's pass goes errant into the Logan cheering section and back over to Logan.
There you can see it. Chapmanville being a little impatient with the basketball. Just need to slow things down. No need to rush things with a 10-point lead, but, Logan's defense tends to do that to you.
And Chapmanville looked like they might be on the verge of blowing the doors open here, but now Logan a chance to get it back to single digits on this trip. Ilderton gets between 2 defenders, gets between 2 more, can't finish on the left-handed layup. There's Sherrod, though, counted, and the foul on the putback.
Like Sherrod's been there. He's been Johnny on the spot for a number of times. Now he gets that shot. He's going to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. And what was once for Chapmanville, a 12-point lead is now down to 8, maybe 7 with a free throw here.
And actually swelled to as large as 14 at 41-27. And Sherrod can't finish on the 3-point play, but the lead now down to 8 as Logan scored the last 6. Zion Blevins brings it up against Hatfield, drives in on him, body contact, but no whistle. Rebound taken away by Ilderton. He pushes up the floor into the middle, got a little too close on the pass and tipped away by Gollahue out of bounds.
Talking about those turnovers, Chris, just 1 turnover for Chapmanville in the first quarter, 6 in the first half, already 4 this quarter, 10 for the game.
Again, Cameron Blevins on the bench right now. Now dangerous pass up front. Zion Blevins went for the steal. A ton of contact, nothing whistled. Driving in, though, is Ilderton, and he'll lay it in.
Danger time for Chapmanville. I think if you're Coach Snapper, you might want to be thinking about timeout. This lead, 14 down to 6.
An 8-0 run for Logan. Gollahue, floater from the left side, and he'll stop the run for Logan for now.
Big shot for Gollahue. He's hit his first 2 shots this half.
43-35, Chapmanville leads it. Ilderton into the paint, gives it off to Sherrod. Hit, counted, and the foul as Barry commits the foul. That'll be his 3rd and a chance to close at the 5.
Now we're going to start seeing this depth issue amount for Chapmanville. How deep will Brad Napper go down into that bench? We've only seen him use, I think, 2 guys off the bench. Trenton Aggins and Jet Baisden have been the only 2 that have come off the bench. Now he may have to go a little deeper as Baisden checks back in. And once again, Logan with an opportunity to get it to 5.
Sherrod with 18 points, make it 19 as he hits for the 3-point play. And now Chapmanville's lead has shrunk to 5 when it was 14 just about 2 minutes ago. Up ahead, Gollahue pass high for Baisden, but he brings it down. Now over to Zion Blevins, back to Jet Baisden. Baisden on the right wing. Swings around left side for Gollahue. Gollahue lobs it down low for Zion Blevins. Dumping in against Sherrod. Turns around right in front of him and puts it in.
He was able to bully his way back. He backed Sherrod down, turned in. There wasn't nothing he could do when he was 2-3 feet away from the basket.
20 points now for Zion Blevins. Now Sherrod looking to go back at Zion. Kicks it out to Clancy. Middle for Blankenship. Turn around in the paint, and Cole Blankenship hits again.
Blankenship comes up his 2nd basket of the evening. Both of them in this quarter. Back down to 5. You got to think, Chris, the Logan run is coming.
Jet Baisden 3 from the other end. Online but too strong. Now here's Sherrod with it. Clancy across the timeline as we're at the midway point of the 3rd quarter. Hatfield, is this his time? No, he's short on another short jumper. Rebounded by Sherrod. Put back no good, but a whistle and a foul.
And he'll go back to the free throw line for 2 shots. But, Chris, Coach Napper wants a timeout. And you can hear this side. You can hear this Logan crowd getting into it every possession. You hear the Chapmanville crowd. You can hear a gasp of relief, like a sigh of relief when every shot don't drop for Logan.
Again, foul on Benji Atkins and Brad Napper with a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep things here. And just a reminder that Nationwide Insurance is a proud supporter of Logan Wildcat and Chapmanville Tiger Athletics and the community of Logan County. For auto, home, life, and business insurance, make sure you visit their offices on Main Street in Logan and Main Street in Chapmanville. For all your sides, there is Nationwide. This is WVOW Logan. Again, Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk here with you this evening from Willie Acres Arena, the first of 2 meetings this year between Logan and Chapmanville. And so far, this game hasn't had a whole lot that you could predict from it, Bill. Again, it's been a game of runs on both sides, and every time you feel like one's got the momentum, the other one snatches it right back. But it's been hard to kind of fill this game out because of just the different styles both teams have played at different points in the game.
Well, you think this final 3:58 don't mean something to Chapmanville? Cam Blevins just checked back into the contest with those 3 fouls. Coach Brad Napper knows how important these 3:58 is. Logan's got all the momentum. Looks like we're going to the free throw line. If Sherrod knocks down both these free throws, a 14-point deficit is now down to 3, and this Logan crowd is getting into it every possession, and Chapmanville's got to do something to take the wind out of it. And now with Cam back in, we'll see how aggressive he is with those 3 fouls.
Sherrod with 19 points here tonight so far. Make it 20 as he hits the first. And we talked about it in the first game we did with Logan this season, how good Sherrod looked coming in off the bench. And I said at that point, don't be surprised to see him in the starting lineup sooner than later. And, well, it was sooner, so I'll count one for myself in being right for a change. But, again, he's definitely earned his moments here in this lineup as second free throw off the mark. Rebounded by Chapmanville, leading at 45-41. It's Gollihue, near side for Jet Baisden, back out to Gollihue. And both sides still struggling tremendously from the three-point line here tonight. Zion Blevins looking down low for Benji Atkins, bobbled the catch after the tip, kicks it out. Gollihue, good look for 3, online but rattles out. Rebounded by Miller, and a foul going to be on the back end of that on Benji Atkins.
Yeah, 3:31 to go. You're going to the free throw line now because that is the 5th foul of this quarter on Chapmanville. And the worst thing you can do if you're the Tigers and you've got a lead is foul the opposition and send them to the free throw line with the opportunity to score with the clock stopped.
Again, with the new high school rule this year, 5 team fouls in a quarter. It's 2 shots automatically. And Chapmanville has crossed that threshold here. Only 1 team foul against Logan so far here in the third quarter. As Ivan Miller, 2 points. That coming back in the first quarter. And he'll sink the first.
And the reason that the fouls are such at a discrepancy as they are right now, 5-1, is because Chapmanville's out of position on a lot of plays, and Logan's being the aggressor, especially on the offensive end. They're attacking the basket and going up, and because Chapmanville's out of position, they're committing the fouls.
Miller sinks both free throws. Logan's 6 of 8 now from the line here in the third quarter. They were 2 of 4 in the first half. So now this 14-point lead. It was 41-27 Chapmanville. Now is at 45-43 in favor of Chapmanville. Over left side, Cam Blevins. Contested 3 is going to be short. Rebound tipped out. Goes into the hands of Ivan Miller.
Chris, if Logan gets a 3-pointer here, the roof's going to blow off this Willie Acres Arena.
Yolderton drives baseline. Floater won't fall, and knocked out of bounds by Miller, trying to come in and crash for the rebound. And again, this has been a huge momentum shift here. A 16-4 run for Logan in about the last 3 minutes of this contest. As Gollihue nearly traveled in the backcourt, lobs it up ahead for Zion Blevins. Blevins drives in right side, and a blocking foul call.
You know what? I disagree with that. Zion went with his back to the basket. I don't know what the official saw in that. I think they've been pretty inconsistent on this block charge call all night long. And you know what I'm saying? They've missed it on both ends. Especially that one right there. I just don't know about that one.
And you saw it on our little general store instant replay on Video Productions, and I think what they're getting Ivan Miller on there is that he was moving at the time as he got there, but again, was he in front of Zion Blevins when he got there?
You know what? I understand that, but at the same time, when they drilled Matt Hatfield for the charge when he was in the air, there's a Chapmanville player that slides over. I mean, I get what they're saying, but again, I want consistency. If you're going to call it one way, call it the other. And I'm not trying to sound like a homer for either side. I'm just, calling it like I see it. And, both these coaches are agreeing with it as well.
Blevins hits the first free throw. Second free throw short, however. Rebounded by Logan. 3-point lead for Chapmanville, 46-43. Blankenship over to Ilderton, 2:50 to go in the third quarter. Now out to Hatfield, left wing. He'll dribble back out to reset things, finds Clancy on the far side. Back over for Hatfield. Again, it's been breakneck pace here the last couple of minutes. Both teams maybe just needing a breather here to reset. We're down to 2:35 to go in the third. Now to Miller in the right corner. And again, if you're Logan here, you still want to keep attacking. Again, you've got the 5 fouls on Chapmanville already this quarter. I'm going to put the pressure on Chapmanville a little bit more as they go down low to Hatfield. Man goes down, and Hatfield finally gets his first two of the game on the turnaround.
Chapmanville fortunate that a foul wasn't called on that one. Referee's telling him to get up. Referee was right there to tell him that that was a flop.
Benji Atkins cross court for Zion Blevins on the left side. Closing in on 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Over to Gollahue. Penetrates into the middle, drives in with the right hand, and Gollahue finishes at the rim. Again, he had a quiet first half, but he's got 7 points here in the third quarter. Ilderton going coast to coast the other way, counted in the foul.
Now, Chris, with that basket and this dead ball, I would have to imagine that Zayden Sherrod's going to come in this ball game, check in for Julius Clancy with 1:53. So you try to protect Clancy from getting a fourth foul. Now instead they're going to take Matt Hatfield out.
That's going to be the third foul on Benji Atkins now. He, Barry, and Cameron Blevins all with 3 for Chapmanville. And Ilderton, a free throw away from completely evaporating a 14-point Chapmanville lead that occurred earlier this quarter. And he does.
And just like that, we're tied. And who would have thought it with Chapmanville a 14-point lead? Who would have thought that all the momentum in Chapmanville's side that Logan would have been able to.
And now Sherrod rips it out of Zion Blevins' hands. His pass, though, tipped away by Zion Blevins. Back to Chapmanville. Again, there was a flop by Logan underneath the basket trying to get a charge. Nothing called. And then Zion turned it over. Now he goes for the turnaround in the paint. No good. Gollahue on the putback in midair, and he'll score.
Joey Gollahue somehow found a way to get in to get that rebound and get a basket.
50-48 Chapmanville. 1:22 to go in the third quarter. Gollahue with 11 of his 15 here this quarter. Drive in. Clancy had it knocked away from him and out of bounds. It'll stay with Logan, or I should say 9 of his 13 for Gollahue this quarter.
And Trenton Atkins will check back in for Chapmanville, and we'll see who leaves the game. It will be Blevins. A minute 16, you can't afford Blevins picking up your fourth foul, because that's really where the game changed. Logan's able to chimp up the defensive pressure.
Ilderton goes for the lead. No good for a corner three. Again, he's been so big this quarter for Logan, as Zion Blevins driving the other way and going to get a foul, as looked like Miller ended up reaching in, and unfortunate for Ilderton, he took the big hit from Zion Blevins all for nothing there after that.
And if that's Miller, that's his third, so that's a big third foul on Miller. Not a lot of size on that Logan bench to account with, so we'll see. Hatfield, I imagine, will check in for Ilderton here, or not Ilderton, for Miller, excuse me.
Now Brad Napper will get out there and do the Lord's work as he'll clean up the wet spot. Again, Coach of the Year, 3-time state champion, never too good to clean up the courts.
You don't think he ain't going out there and maybe having something to talk to his team about, probably use this as a timeout himself?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what he's doing right now.
I don't think I wouldn't do the same thing if I was coaching.
This is definitely not Brad Napper's first rodeo.
The officials asking for a towel. I said, I'll take care of it.
They inbound it deep to Benji Atkins. Closing in on 1 minute to go here in the third quarter. Chapmanville leading by 2. Blevins fakes, drives in right side, gets all the way to the 10, just muscles his way in. Pretty and easy, too. 52-48 Chapmanville. Ilderton, 50 seconds left in the third, backing up towards midcourt, gets ahead of steam. This way he's done his damage. Out to Hatfield, 3 from the wing. Counted, and Matt Hatfield now maybe starting to get off the schneid here in the third quarter.
He hit that little contested jumper. Now he's gotten it. It might get him going, as you mentioned it, and he's going to get called for a foul there. Coach Williamson is unhappy with that call.
As Coach Williamson going to get his steps in as he walks all the way down to the other end of the bench to calm himself, as he didn't agree with the call. That's 4th team foul against Logan, so it doesn't put Chapmanville in the penalty yet.
Now, you think these coaches have any of those step meters they have on them? I'd like to see how many steps they take.
And Zion Blevins gets in the lane. Ball pops loose. It comes right back to Zion Blevins, and he'll lay it in.
Some of the fans are contesting that hit the shot clock, but it hit the top of the backboard. It hit nothing on the shot clock. Now we get a whistle, and Logan's going to have free throws, I believe.
Yeah, the ball got jarred free. Actually, it looked like it hit the top of the backboard on our replay
But it did hit the shot
Store.
clock. I think that's what they're contesting, that it hit the shot clock.
Yeah, it didn't look like it did on the replay.
Now, the shot clock's not even shaking, so.
Yeah, it was close, but yeah, I could definitely see. But it looked like it hit the top of the backboard.
I think it hit right underneath the top. Now, if it hits the top, it would pretty much be out of bounds, but it didn't hit the top of the backboard. I think it hit right underneath it.
Ilderton connects on the first free throw.
Regardless, it's, as close as you can get.
Cuts the lead back to 2. Now a chance to cut it to 1, and Ilderton does. He's 5 of 5 from the line all this quarter. 6 of 7 for the game for him. Now Chapmanville looking to hold for the final shot of the period. Again, it's been a pendulum swing back and forth this period. Gollihue, left corner 3, and he hits another.
In Sherrod's face, and 10 seconds left. Coach Napper wants to take a timeout here. He sees the importance of this, taking a 30-second timeout. He wants to be able to sub a guy in to maybe get another guy out to protect some foul issues here.
Again, on our little general store instant replay on Video Productions, you see Gollihue. Again, we saw it in the fourth quarter the other night against Ashland, Kentucky. He can get hot and a very streaky shooter, but whenever he is on, he is very difficult to find on the floor, and he's very difficult to stop with his size. Again, 2 threes this quarter for him and 12 points overall.
Yeah, he's he got that first one to go straight out of the quarter, out of the corner right here in front of our broadcast position, and since then, he's just had that touch. And as I said, when you're a shooter and you're struggling, all you need is to see that first one go through, whether it's from deep or whether it's from short. And once it goes through, your confidence just seems to build and build, and Joey Gollihue's confidence is at a high in this third quarter. 25
for Zion Blevins, 16 for Gollihue now. Underneath, they find Sherrod open momentarily. Zion Blevins, though, comes from the backside and blocks it out of bounds.
And quickly, Blevins will turn away, not say anything. He's already got the one technical. He don't want to do anything to draw attention to himself and possibly draw a second, which would carry an ejection, and that would really turn the complexion of this game.
They inbound it quick. Clancy puts it up, blocked by Trenton Atkins, and that'll do it for the third quarter as Chapmanville holds a slim 57-53 lead as we head to the final 8 minutes of play. Back in 60 seconds as you are listening to and watching Logan and Chapmanville basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Because August is National Children's Eye Health Month,
we at White Eye Care want to remind you to schedule your child's back-to-school eye exam.
Did you know that vision and learning are so closely linked that 60% of problem learners have an undiagnosed vision problem?
Help your child get the most out of their studies this school year.
White Eye Care understands how good vision and good performance go together. Brighten your child's eyesight and future at White Eye Care in Logan today. After all, they deserve the best.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Chapmanville leads Logan as we start quarter number 4. Here from Willie Acres Arena on Middleburg Island. Chris Kidd with you, alongside me Bill Lust, statistician and minister Blevins here with us this evening. As Bill, we saw a completely different 4 minutes of play in that third quarter. Again, Chapmanville came out, looked like they were going to run Logan off their own floor. Logan charges back to tie it. And then Chapmanville builds a little lead back as we start the final frame.
But I still feel momentum's on Logan's side here. Chapmanville's going to have to come up with some baskets and some stops to take that momentum back. 27 points in the first half for Logan, 26 in that third quarter.
Gollihue gets it on the left wing. They quickly converge on him. Again, Chapmanville going left to right across your radio dial and computer screen. Logan right to left. Blevins with 3 fouls. Again, quite a few players on both sides with 3 fouls now as we enter the final frame. Dangerous pass, but it finds Gollihue. Steps inside the arc for a 2, no good. Benji Atkins with the rebound, but they're going to call him, and that's going to be his 4th.
Yeah, Benji had an arm in the back of McCormick Ilderton, and as Ilderton went up, the referee was standing right there, and Benji must have extended the arm, and he picks up the foul, and that's number 4. And, that's big as well, because if Benji fouls out of this game and if Benji fouls out of this game and Cam Blevins picks up a fourth foul or even fouls out, then that just takes away 2 ball handlers for Logan. We've seen Benji handling the ball as well. Benji can do a lot of things for Chapmanville. He can play inside, he can play outside, he can handle the ball, and he can be a good defender. So, he's got 4 fouls. I'm sure you don't want to back off your aggressiveness.
Cole Blankenship gets it inside the three-point line, and he hits another turnaround. He's got 6 points now, all of them in the second half.
Blankenship and Hatfield heating up.
Full court pressure, Chapmanville able to break it. Over left side, layup by Berry won't go. Put back up by Atkins. He can't get it to go, and then he throws it off of Elderton out of bounds to stay with Chapmanville.
Wow, Logan very fortunate that Chapmanville didn't convert on that layup attempt, and we've seen that Chapmanville has wasted opportunities at the rim time after time. And we got another wet spot, and if they can't be able to get it in the shoes, they'll probably get another towel. We'll see if Coach Napper comes out with the towel again.
I don't really get why it's so difficult not to just have one towel on both ends.
Where's the mop at? I mean, that Logan Regional mop that they had, that thing must have been super absorbent. They must have bounty paper towels on the bottom of that one or something.
Gollihue out of the inbounds, goes for 3, too strong, and rebounded by Elderton. A chance for Logan to tie or take the lead back on this trip. Over to Blankenship on the right wing. Back up top for Elderton. 6:40 to go in the contest. Clancy goes for the lead. No good off the side of the rim. Rebound comes in deep in the corner. Berry grabs it, and he'll throw it off the hind end of Sherrod out of bounds. Chapmanville will get it back here after dodging that bullet from Clancy. Again, Clancy just not been able to get in a rhythm in this game after picking those 3 fouls up early in the contest. He's been stuck on 4 points since the first quarter. As they inbound it to Zion Blevins. Baseball pass up ahead for Atkins. He'll cross the timeline. Over to Gollihue. He's got a running head start to the basket. Pulls up in front of Clancy and drills the jumper.
Yeah, he's got such a good floater, a good touch on that floater when he shoots it, whether it's 2 hands or 1 hand.
Gollihue now with 18 points for the game. Zion Blevins leading the way with 25 for Chapmanville. Sherrod on the other end with 20 for Logan. Far side, Blankenship, 3 from the left wing, and he hits!
He's getting hot. That is now his 9th point, and they've all pretty much came within the last half.
59-58, Chapmanville clinging to a 1-point lead. Cameron Blevins fakes on the baseline, goes all the way to the basket and gets it to rim in. And a quick timeout.
I don't even know how that ball dropped. Sherrod got over there and was able to contest it, and Cam Blevins was able to find just enough space to get it off.
46 to go in the contest. We'll step aside for a break and be back after this as you're watching and listening to Chapmanville Logan basketball here on WVOW and Video Productions.
I'm Dr. Chad Lavender. My fertilized ACL technique has gained national and international attention. It all started here on a small football field in West Virginia. That's where my passion to help athletes and others began. I personally have had 19 different states and locations that patients have traveled from for this ACL reconstruction.
Grab the one thing that everyone's loving, and as it happens, they come by the dozen. Everybody loves it, and everybody knows it. Everybody loves a donut.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
5:46 remaining in the fourth quarter. Chapmanville clinging to a 3-point lead over Logan. Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk with you. With Jill Blevins, our statistician, here tonight on Middleburg Island in our first of 2 meetings between these two this season. As Elderton with the ball after Cameron Blevins laid it in on the baseline. Brad Napper signaling for a quick full timeout. Now Zayden Sherrod on the left wing, gives it off to Elderton. Elderton cut off in the paint. Somehow found Hatfield in the corner for 3. This one's short, rebounded by Zion Blevins. Zion double teamed in the backcourt, somehow breaks out of there with it. Now he's in a full run up the middle of the floor, gets it to Gollihue, and he's blocked by Hatfield out of bounds.
It was a good job by Hatfield, trail play, not give up on it, and get his hand in there to block Gollihue's shot. Hatfield had a good look from 3, didn't drop. So he hustled back on the defensive end after they tried to trap Zion Blevins along the baseline.
Lob it into Zion underneath, and a charge called as he runs over top of Clancy, and that'll be the second foul on top.
I don't think it's as much as he ran over top of Clancy. I think he would have been okay, but when he turns, I think his elbow comes up and creates a little bit of separation, and that's what drew the offensive foul.
That's 2 team fouls against Chapmanville now here in the fourth quarter. Logan with none. As we said, getting to 5 team fouls could be huge down the stretch of this game. Both sides have shot free throws pretty well here tonight. But now Logan a chance to cut it back to 1 or tie on this trip. 61-58 Chapmanville. Hatfield to the free throw line. Dishes off left side for Sherrod. Back up top for Ilderton. Ilderton driving on Blevins with those 3 fouls. Gets into the paint, gives it off to Sherrod. Lays it up and in on the left side.
Nice up and under by Zayden Sherrod to go under the defender and then finish that shot at the rim.
On the other end, Barry thought about a 3. Instead gives it back up top for Blevins. Chapmanville looked like they had some numbers there.
Well, it was smart by Barry not to take the 3 because nobody was underneath.
And now Blevins drives in, ball knocked loose, bodies hit the deck, nothing called, and Clancy comes out of there with it. Here comes Ilderton, a chance for Logan to retake the lead. Into the paint, dishes off the hand of Blankenship, but they say nan off the hands of a Chapmanville player. It looked like it was off Blankenship initially, but Chapmanville may have got a hand in on it. We'll take a look on our replay. Actually, that's the Sherrod lay-in from a moment ago. But it will stay with Logan nonetheless here. But the inbounds pass stolen. It may have been tipped by Barry and over to Gollihue. So Chapmanville able to create a turnover. 4:20 to go in the fourth quarter. Benji Atkins back in with those 4 fouls. That pass tipped away by Clancy and out of bounds.
Turnover advantage is in favor of Logan now. Chapmanville with 13 turnovers. Logan just committed their 12. And, we've talked about that. Chris, there were 6 turnovers in the first half for Chapmanville, 7 in the second half, and that's why they've been able to get back in the contest. And that's mainly because the 6:07 mark of the third quarter when Cam Blevins picked up that 3rd foul. Logan picked up the intensity, and Chapmanville seemed to come unglued without Blevins in there to handle the basketball. Now he comes out of his shoe.
And they'll whistle for time as Cameron Blevins.
And I know this is probably going to be irate. Not a lot of fans are upset with it, but you do hear a couple of them, booing as if they can't believe it. And now I believe they're going to charge Chapmanville the timeout. Blevins asked for the timeout. The official didn't stop, but Blevins did signal for timeout. So that is a big one.
And I believe only 1 left now for Chapmanville. We'll step aside as well and be back after this as you're listening to and watching Chapmanville and Logan basketball here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Because August is National Children's Eye Health Month,
we at White Eye Care want to remind you to schedule your child's back-to-school eye exam.
Did you know that vision and learning are so closely linked that 60% of problem learners have an undiagnosed vision problem?
Help your child get the most out of their studies this school year.
White Eye Care understands how good vision and good performance go together. Brighten your child's eyesight and future at White Eye Care and Logan today. After all, they deserve the best.
At Hanley Funeral Home, we offer unique opportunities for families to create healing moments after loss. With over 55 years of experience serving the Boone, Logan, and Lincoln communities, our staff will help you discover ways to pay tribute, whether that be at a burial service at one of our cemeteries or a personalized lasting memorial. Visit us at www.handleyfh.com or call 304-369-0718. The Handley family of business thanks you for your support.
That's exactly showing on the clock right now here in the fourth quarter, and it's Chapmanville leading Logan in a nail-biter, 61-60. Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk with you. Joe Blevins, our statistician, as Chapmanville will inbound right in front of us here. They get it into Adkins. He'll dribble over left side. Now double team on him, gets it over to Cameron Blevins. And Chapmanville going left to right across your computer screen and radio dial. Logan right to left. Blevins out near midcourt with it, gives it to Gollihue, trying to dribble into the paint, shovels it over. Barry hasn't scored tonight. Doesn't here, misses on the 3. Zion got the rebound, but was he out of bounds or was he shoved?
Yeah, there's going to be a foul called on Ilderton. They're going to say Ilderton undercut him as he was trying to get in position to get the rebound, and he tried to ride him out of bounds. So Elderton's going to pick up the foul. And then, Chris, back to the situation there. Cam Blevins loses his shoe. He looks at the official and calls a timeout when really all he's got to do is tell the official, my shoe's off, and the official could have stopped the play. Chapmanville's in possession of the ball. Now, what that means, Chapmanville has one timeout. Logan still has all 5.
And a 3.5 to go now, and that could be a big key heading down the stretch of this contest. Chapmanville leading by 1 with possession right now. Cameron Blevins over to Gollihue on the right wing. Swings it over for Barry. Barry, ball fakes, dribbles in, kicks it over for Zion. Zion jabs, steps back, thinking about a 3. Now he'll pull on a 3, but that's going to be short. Rebounded by Blankenship.
It's a good contested 3. And you see Chapmanville's backing out, trying to take the air out of the basketball and trying to bring Logan out. Logan's been doing a good job on defense, being disciplined, not overplaying.
Here's Clancy working his way in. Nice jump step and charge called. And it's Benji Atkins, even with his 4 flat fouls, stands in and draws the 4th foul on Clancy. And Benji Atkins is responsible for 3 of the 4 fouls on Julius Clancy.
2:51 to go in this game. Clancy is, now he's going to check out, and Hatfield's going to come in. So with a 1-point game, you see Coach Williamson is going to get him maybe a minute or so on the bench here, try to prevent him from fouling out. But you didn't see Coach Williamson animated with that one. I agree with that call there. Also, the defender, Benji Atkins, was sitting there camping out, waiting on him. And Chapmanville throws it away.
Pass, throws it away.
That's 14 turnovers.
And Chapmanville has not handled this pressure extremely
8 turnovers,
well.
Chris. 8 turnovers in the second half, 4 in each quarter.
So now Logan with another opportunity to try and take the lead here. 61-60, Chapmanville leads it. 2:42 to go in the 4th quarter. Blankenship on the left side. Looking down low for Miller, but Gollihue quick hands, knocked it away, and they're going to say last touch by Gollihue.
Yeah, and you can see that Miller had the inside positioning. Blankenship gives him a bounce pass in there, and you can see as Miller gets up, he's telling Blankenship, hey, I need that in the air. I've got him pinned on my left side. Throw it to my right side. He can't guard that.
2.5 to play here in the 4th quarter. Elderton to his left. Now gives it over far side. Hatfield for 3. Logan leads it.
I mean, you could just sense Logan has stayed within striking distance of Chapmanville since they fell behind by 14. Now, how does Chapmanville respond? Chapmanville has played with the lead pretty much for the entire game since the 2nd quarter.
They get it to Blevins. He'll put up a floater from the free throw line. Too strong. Zion tried to get it back, but lost it. Giving up to Sherrod.
Now, minute 59, if you're Logan, you're going to take the air out of the basketball, make Chapmanville come out and foul you. They got 2
attacks, and he's going to be fouled on the way to the rim.
Well, as you've seen that, as you mentioned that, Elderton attacks, and as Logan has done this entire second half, when they attack the rim, Chapmanville comes out, and Chapmanville fouls them.
And that is going to be the 5th foul on Drew Berry. He will go to the bench now, and Chapmanville will have to go to their bench here for the last minute 54. Waiting on the substitution here, and Elderton, he's been lights out at the free throw line here tonight.
Now, Coach Napper is going to use every bit of this 30 seconds that he has to before he has to make substitution. I'd imagine you probably see Jet Baisden maybe come up in off the bench to check in, and as I say that, Coach Napper looks at Baisden and says, get in.
Elderton is 6 of 7 from the line tonight, including 5 of 5 here in the second half. Looking to give Logan a 2-possession lead if he can hit both here. First free throw too strong.
Yep, the jinx lives on.
There's Elderton with 14 points in all here tonight. Again, he's been huge on the offensive end, dishing and driving and creating shots and doing it all for Logan, and now he's given them a 3-point lead with a minute 54 to go. We'll step aside and be back in 60 seconds as you're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver, but when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
At Boone Memorial Health, we're proving that a rural health system can provide advanced care. As a pediatrician, I'm dedicated to supporting the healthy growth of children throughout the community. From preventative care to treatment when they're sick, I'm here to meet a child's medical needs from the time they're born through their teen years. It's because we care about Southern West Virginia, and it's because we know that your child is your everything. Through Memorial Health, we're bringing specialty care home.
Logan has stormed back from 14 down in the third quarter, and they now hold the lead with 1:54 to go, 64-61 over Chapmanville. Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk with you, with Jill Blevins here as our statistician, and it's been this pressure defense of Logan that has caused this comeback, and they'll continue on with full court pressure here in the backcourt as Zion Blevins looking up ahead. Chapmanville using a lot of time here. Now they cross the timeline. Cameron Blevins underneath the Benji Atkins. Thought about the shot, now does take it, and he'll bank it in.
First points for Benji Atkins since second quarter. He's got 12, and Logan just turned it over.
Oh, and just an errant inbounds pass from Ivan Miller. Ilderton still just kind of standing there frozen in time as he was expecting that pass to come to him, but it went to instead the Logan cheering section. So now Chapmanville out of the timeout, a chance to take the lead back. They inbound to Gollihue on the baseline, lobs it inside for Blevins, goes up, and he's hit from behind by Sherrod, and that'll send Blevins to the line.
Chris, before they can inbound the ball, I was just about ready to say, if you're Chapmanville, you've got to attack inside. You've got to get the ball to Zion Blevins as quick as you can. They did just that, and now you've got a foul called, a 30-second timeout coming up here from Coach Jeff Williamson as Sherrod picks up the foul. Believe it or not, that's his first foul. As aggressive as he's played all night, he has played very smart. He's played very good on the defensive end, and he's only got one foul through 4 quarters so far.
And again, 30-second timeout, as Bill said, and it just seems like every time one side looks like they've got things figured out and got the momentum in this game, the other one comes charging back. And we said coming into this broadcast, we really didn't know how this game would go because we haven't seen much of either team this season. There haven't been many games. Well, we've got to find out these teams pretty close to even as we head into this first part of the year.
True, and to go back to the keys of the game, you know, we talked about the bench for these teams. Logan's bench has been very effective tonight, helping them stay in this contest, coming up with some some steals, some turnovers, and some buckets. Even you say that they only have 4 points off the bench, in all honesty, but they've provided good minutes.
Zion Blevins, 9 of 12 from the line tonight, make it 10 of 13 as he ties the game back up. 1:34 remaining in the fourth quarter. And Blevins tonight with 26 points overall for the Tigers. His first point of the fourth quarter so far. Chapmanville only with 7 points total, make it 8 now as Blevins hits both.
So now Chapmanville going to apply a little bit of full court pressure, try to speed Logan up, see if they can force them into a turnover. But you got to be careful not to overplay and let Logan get an open layup on the other end.
Both teams with 3 team fouls now. Benji Atkins almost committed his 5th. Ilderton gets by all the way to the rim and he'll lay it in.
And that's because Benji Atkins comes up. He's beat. He's trying to get a back tap. Chapmanville is out of position. Nobody slides over on the help side to cut off the drive. And Ilderton's got a clean path to the basket.
And they've not been able to slow him down all night long as Ilderton gives Logan the lead as we close in on 1 minute to play in the fourth quarter. Up top, Gollihue, 66-65 Wildcats. Gollihue dribbles to the near side, hands it off to Benji Atkins. Atkins now over to Cameron Blevins. How long will Chapmanville wait here? Blevins dribbles back out with 45 seconds left. Gollihue didn't like the look, so he pushes Cameron Blevins back out near midcourt. As everyone on their feet now, as Zion Blevins gets it. 35 seconds left. Drives in right side, puts up a floater, and he'll bank it in. And Chapmanville has the lead back.
Logan, you got 4 timeouts.
And, Jet Basin just reached out and grabbed Ilderton that time. Could this possibly be an intentional foul? Again, he just reached out and grabbed the back of Ilderton's jersey as he was coming in. That'll be the 4th team foul, but it doesn't look like they're going to signal an intentional.
Very close there. And, before I was about ready to say, Logan's got the 4 timeouts. Chapmanville's got the 1 timeout. If Logan scores here, does Chapmanville immediately call that timeout, or do they try to save it so in case they get in trouble on the inbound?
Well, Logan's going to go here with 20 seconds. Clancy drives in, up and under, can't hit, but a late whistle, and it's going to be a foul on Chapmanville, and they can't believe it. Down on the floor. Let's see who they get here, but it'll send Clancy to the free throw line.
They're going to get That's Gollyhue, I believe. I thought I seen 1-0. And, that's Gollyhue's. Is that Gollyhue's first, Chris?
Yes, that's the first on him.
All right, so Clancy the line. He's 1 of 2. He's not been to the free throw line since the technical foul on Zion Blevins.
And he hasn't scored since the first quarter. Changes that here.
All right, so if you're Logan, you make this free throw. Do you call a timeout to set up some defensive pressure? And in turns, would that do Chapmanville a favor and pretty much give them a free timeout? Or if you make it, do you just let it go on? Now, if he makes it, do you call timeout if you're Chapmanville?
Short on the second.
We're not going to know.
All tied at 67. Well, the JV game went to overtime earlier tonight. Could we be on the verge of that here? Chapmanville going to run it down. No timeout for Coach Napper with 7 seconds. Zion Blevins one-on-one, and now he calls for time with 4.8 seconds left.
Okay, yeah, I was about ready to say we'll take the full timeout. But what I was about ready to say here, with 4.8 seconds left, Logan with those 3 fouls, they have a foul to give. So if you get by the basket, if you get beat, you foul the guy going to the basket and make sure he's not shooting. Chapmanville's going to inbound the ball.
Yeah, that's why I thought going just straight up right there may have prevented Jeff Williamson from having a chance to set that strategy up with his team, as Chapmanville waited till under 5 seconds to call the timeout. But again, Coach Napper's got enough inbounds plays to fill an NFL playbook over there, so he must have 1 or 2 in mind that he wants here.
Yeah, so he's out timeouts now. Chapmanville's out timeouts. Logan has 4, I do believe, 4 timeouts left. Now, the question becomes, when they come out to inbound this ball, does Logan call timeout to kind of counter with what Chapmanville's doing, knowing you've got the 4 to set your defense to how Chapmanville's lining up? And then if that happens, Chapmanville would likely set something else up in the huddle. So we'll see how Coach Williamson plays this. But, with those 4 timeouts, I would not be shocked at all to see him call timeout to see how they've set up. He's got some college coaching experience too, and that's kind of the things that we see in the college game.
It'll be Benji Atkins to trigger it in from in front of the Logan cheering section. Tied at 67, 4.8 seconds left. They get into the Zion Blevins. Zion steps into the paint, puts up a floater, bends off, no good, and we're going to overtime.
Why not?
Well, we'll step aside for a break and be back for 4 more minutes of action as you're listening to and watching Logan and Chapmanville basketball right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Because August is National Children's Eye Health Month,
we at White Eye Care want to remind you to schedule your child's back-to-school eye exam.
Did you know that vision and learning are so closely linked that 60% of problem learners have an undiagnosed vision problem?
Help your child get the most out of their studies this school year.
White Eye Care understands how good vision and good performance go together. Brighten your child's eyesight and future at White Eye Care in Logan today. After all, they deserve the best.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill. Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
We are headed to overtime here at Willie Acres Arena. Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk with you. Joe Blevins, our statistician, and we're all even at 67 apiece as this game has been back and forth all evening long, and just like the JV game, we had to OT.
Yeah, overtime and junior varsity game, overtime in the varsity game. The fouls remain the same on the quarter. It's an extension of the fourth quarter. 5 team fouls on Chapmanville. Logan is shooting. Logan still has 1 foul to give before Chapmanville is in the bonus. And now, just like the JV game, they line up on the opposite end, and the officials have got to step in and tell them, no, you're going the same way, the same basket. And also an extra timeout for each team. So Logan has 5 timeouts, Chapmanville 1. That could be big.
The tip is won by Logan. Again, Logan won the JV game by 10 in overtime earlier. And now looking to start out OT by gaining the lead back here is Clancy at the top of the key. Kicks it over for Hatfield on the right side. Fakes on a 3. Drives baseline, cut off by Zion. Gets it back out, now driving in again on the baseline, pass intercepted by Gollihue. So Gollihue comes up with the turnover, and now Chapmanville looks to take the lead back. Gollihue at the top of the key. Ooh, he had some space for a three, but passed up on it. Gives it off to Basden, now back out to Zion Blevins. And Zion Blevins with 29 points here tonight for Chapmanville. Gives it off to Cameron Blevins, now over to Benji Atkins. Back to Cameron Blevins, finds a lane right side, gets all the way to the rack and lays it in.
Cameron Blevins gets it back, and you see this is really where the game turned, was the third quarter when he picked up his third foul.
And that's 8 points now in the game for Cameron Blevins. Chapmanville back out in front by 2. 3 minutes to go in overtime. Up top, Hatfield looks to give Logan the lead for 3, but it's short off the front rim, but it goes right to Blankenship. Blankenship goes up underneath. He throws it over the rim, no good. Zion Blevins with the rebound. Now up ahead to Jet Basden, gets by Clancy. Now Basden in some trouble here. Basden able to get out of it. Somehow found Benji Atkins, but he missed the layup. Rebound knocked loose. Atkins gets it back over to Blevins for 3, and he hits.
Cam Blevins show in overtime early.
5-0 Chapmanville here in overtime so far. 2:27 to go. Clancy on the wing. Gets it back out. Ilderton. And again, the missed layup by Atkins proved to be the best thing that could have happened to Chapmanville there. And now Benji Atkins is just fouled out as a blocking foul on Clancy, or against Clancy. And there's some poetic justice or symmetry, I guess, as Benji Atkins got Clancy in all that foul trouble by taking charges. And then the final foul on Atkins will be a block against Clancy.
And that'll be the fifth, as you mentioned, fifth foul. He fouls out with 12 points. But, you know, probably no point bigger than the point that he came up with in the fourth quarter there with the Tigers down by 3 points. That pulled them within 1. They got a stop. Blevins, when it come down the court, got a basket, and then the teams exchanged leads until we went to overtime deadlock.
Clancy's first free throw is good. He's now 3 of 5 from the line. Again, he had the chance to give Logan the lead with under 20 seconds to go in regulation. Missed on the second, and he misses on the second here. As it rims out for him, Zion with the rebound, up ahead to Cameron Blevins. Chapmanville numbers here. Gollihue going for a dagger. No good on the 3, and rebound. Yeah. It's going to be an over the back against Basden.
You don't need that 3. You're 2:08 up 4. There's no reason to need that 3. And if you miss the rebound to the backside, Logan's in the box out position and get the rebound. And to make matters worse, Jet Basden goes over the back of Matt Hatfield, and that's going to send him to the free throw line for 2 shots and a chance to score with the clock stopped.
We've got Drew Berry's fouled out for Chapmanville. Now Benji Atkins is fouled out. And the first free throw is short for Hatfield.
Just being that kind of a night for Hatfield. I mean, just not, you know, it hasn't been the night that he's hoped for.
And he misses on both free throws, rebounded by Blevins.
Chapmanville dodged the bullet there, Chris.
Closing in on 2 minutes to go in overtime. 4-point lead for the Tigers. Cameron Blevins trying to get by a man, gets it up ahead to Basden. Now over to Trenton Atkins, who's checked in. Atkins looking for help in the corner, and that's going to be a timeout called by Brad Napper with 1:53 to go in overtime.
It's going to be the only timeout that he has in overtime, so that's crucial.
We'll step aside as well and be back after this as you're listening to and watching Chapmanville and Logan basketball here on WVOW and Video Productions.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Here at Thornhill, our goal is to provide you with the best automotive experience.
From our state-of-the-art facilities, amenities, and certified staff, we call family.
You'll be offered the best experience you deserve.
We take pride in our focus for customer care, bringing the best quality and support for all of our customers' needs.
What are you waiting for? It's your time to get behind the wheel with Thornhill. Get started now at thornhillautomotive.com.
Just tag it at Thornhill, where it's all here for you. US 119 Chapmanville and Logan, WV to Belfry, Kentucky.
1:53 remaining here in overtime. Chapmanville leading at 72-68. Chris Kidd and Bill Lusk with you, and Chapmanville with the ball, spending their only timeout now here in overtime, Bill.
Yeah, that could be costly, and I don't think Logan has used that timeout that they've got in overtime. Of course, they had 4.
They get it over to Cameron Blevins. He'll take a three, and again, Chapmanville going quick on these possessions, and it's missed, knocked out of bounds by Atkins.
And, you know, if you're Chapmanville, you're very lucky that Atkins don't get caught from over the back there. And the reason that he don't is because Matt Hatfield's not going up with him on the rebound. Hatfield had him boxed out.
And I'm surprised Chapmanville's gone so quick on these last two trips with the lead. As Logan only with 3 team fouls. Now to Cole Blankenship, looks to cut it to one, but it's 3 rolls off. Rebound knocked loose. Taken by Logan as Ilderton comes out of the fray with it. Now Ilderton drives in, kicks over. Hatfield, 3 in the corner. No good off the back rim. Rebound loose again. Zion Blevins and Blankenship tied up, and the possession arrow is going to go to Chapmanville.
You got a minute 21 down 4 if you're Logan. At what point do you consider fouling here? You've got 1 foul to give before, you know, Chapmanville goes to the, you know, free throw line. You know, still don't think, you know, if you got him in the backcourt, no reason to foul right away. And Ilderton's going to apply some pressure.
Blevins gets by him across the left side over into the corner for Gollihue. Gollihue again pulls up for a jumper, but this time it goes down.
Fortunate to get that one to drop.
74-68 Chapmanville, closing in on a minute to go in overtime. Hatfield, left corner, pulls up. That's going to be short. Rebound gets it back. Hatfield goes up, and he'll lay it in.
Still got those timeouts. No sign. Logan ain't using one of them yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't call a timeout after that make. It's about 4 or 5 seconds ticked off the clock. And now Zion Blevins across the timeline. Dribbles all the way in, drives in right side, and he'll lay it in. And that's 31 now for Zion. 40 seconds to go now. Logan in desperation territory. Ilderton drives in right side against Atkins. Can't lay it in. Trenton Atkins rips the rebound away. Gives it to Zion Blevins up ahead. Gollihue all alone at the moment. Drives in. And that is coffin nails.
And Ilderton's down underneath the basket. I believe he's got a cramp.
And so they stop things with Ilderton underneath. And now a lot of the Logan faithful starting to head to the exits with that last little flurry by Joey Gollihue. Again, the jumper, then leaking out after the miss from Logan and laying it in. And Chapmanville looks very well on their way to taking the first chapter against the Wildcats this year in what has been a thrilling overtime game.
Yeah, you got to give it to Chapmanville. They didn't, you know, they didn't buckle in overtime, especially when Logan came back and was able to force overtime. And now you see this Chapmanville crowd waving by to this Logan faithful that's walking out the arena right now, and a couple of fans from across sitting across from us in you know, Chapmanville gear, getting up and you know, making sure that you know, the Logan people can read the shirts.
Yeah, and that's definitely been something that has been interesting on both sides over the last couple of years, and you know, hopefully it all just stays in good fun as we move forward, because this is a fun rivalry, and it's been a fun rivalry over the last decade between the two. And hopefully after tonight, you always look forward to both teams moving forward in a great way as Hatfield keeps Logan alive for the moment as he buries a 3 from the top of the key. And timeout called by Logan with 18 seconds left. So we'll step aside one more time and be back after this as you're listening to and watching Logan and Chapmanville basketball here on WVOW and on Video Productions.
I'm Dr. Chad Lavender. My fertilized ACL technique has gained national and international attention. It all started here on a small football field in West Virginia. That's where my passion to help athletes and others began. I personally have had 19 different states and locations that patients have traveled from for this ACL reconstruction.
Grab the one thing that everyone's loving, and as it happens, they come by the dozen. Everybody loves it, and everybody knows it. Everybody loves a donut.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. You keep us going. Thank you.
(78-73), Chapmanville leading Logan with 18 seconds left. Chris Kidd and Bill Luss with you, with Jill Blevins, our statistician. And Chapmanville looking to inbound. So Logan still with an opportunity here, but they need a quick steal or a foul and some misses from the line from Chapmanville. And Hatfield will commit the foul to send Cameron Blevins to the line.
Well, they're showing 3 on the board. I think Logan has to commit one more foul here. That's only the 4th foul of the 4th quarter and overtime. So Chapmanville's going to have to inbound the ball one more time. Chapmanville does not have a timeout. This is a 5-point game. They can't even afford to get in a situation here where they can't inbound the ball up against a 5-second count, call a timeout, and give Logan 2 free throws in the ball.
They get it into Gollihue. They don't foul him. Again, just waiting, and down the Gollihue.
He stepped on the line.
Wow.
And that's what you can ill afford to do. So now if you're Logan, you got to get the ball. Go straight to the basket. You got to attack. You don't need a 3. You got to attack the basket. Make the shot. You might get fouled, and then you use your timeout, set up your defensive press.
Blankenship gets it to Clancy, down to 10 seconds. Chapmanville wreaking havoc. Gollihue blocks Blankenship's 3. Logan gets it back. Hatfield from the corner. Airballs it over the rim.
That'll do it.
And Zion Blevins with the rebound with 2.3 seconds left. And Chapmanville will win it here tonight. It's all academic now as Blevins just goes to the other end to try and tack on to his total. And what a game for Zion Blevins here tonight. So many players stepping up here tonight, but Zion Blevins leading the way with 31 points. And it's just been a master class of a contest between these two. Again, has it been as pretty as it could be all the way through? No, but this has been as well played and fun of a game in this rivalry as we've seen over the years as Blevins misses on the first.
Well, the worst thing you want to do here is if you're Chapmanville, Blevins hit the free throw here, somebody say something to the Logan crowd or something to get a tee, and then open yourself up for chaos after that.
Yeah, second free throw is good. Hatfield will heave from half court at the horn, no good. And Chapmanville wins a thriller here tonight at Willie Acres Arena, 79-73 in overtime, as they get the win over their county rivals, and they'll meet in Chapmanville later on this year for part 2. Well, Bill and I will step aside for a 60-second break, and when we come back, we'll recap tonight's action here from Middleburg Island as you're listening to and watching Logan and Chapmanville basketball action right here on WVOW Radio and Video Productions.
At Hanley Funeral Home, we offer unique opportunities for families to create healing moments after loss. With over 55 years of experience serving the Boone, Logan, and Lincoln communities, our staff will help you discover ways to pay tribute, whether that be at a burial service at one of our cemeteries or a personalized lasting memorial. Visit us at www.handleyfh.com or call 304-369-0718. The Handley family of business thanks you for your support.
Little General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
Because August is National Children's Eye Health Month,
we at White Eye Care want to remind you to schedule your child's back-to-school eye exam.
Did you know that vision and learning are so closely linked that 60%?
Chris Kidd with you, alongside me, Bill Lusk here tonight. Jill Blevins, our statistician. Robbie Mounts, our engineer on Video Productions. And, Bill, we really didn't know what to expect coming in here tonight. As we said, we've had a small sample size from both clubs throughout this early season, but man, did they both deliver here tonight. As this game was back and forth all the way through, both teams looked like they had momentum to run out of here with a win earlier on. And then at the end, it was just Chapmanville making 1 or 2 more plays and buckets than Logan could in overtime in order to get this win on the road.
Yeah, just making 1 or more buckets and, having their key contributor stay out of foul trouble. Julius Clancy, 2 minutes, 33 seconds ago in the first quarter for Logan, picks up a 3rd foul not long after he had picked up a 2nd foul. He got himself in the wrong positioning on the court to where he was whistled for that 3rd foul, and he set for the remainder of the first half. Chapmanville built a 9-point halftime lead, and then they eventually increased it to 14 points in the 3rd quarter. But, credit Logan. They didn't quit, and really the game turned on a dime when Cam Blevins, again, 6 minutes and 7 seconds ago in the 3rd quarter, picked up his 3rd foul. Logan was able to step up the intensity on defense, force turnover after turnover, and they were able to get back into this contest. And, can't, he wasn't out of the game very long. 3:58 to go in the third quarter. Coach Brad Napper saw that he needed to get Cam Blevins back into the contest, and he was able to do so. But, by then the damage was done. Logan was building confidence after confidence with every possession and every ball. Every shot that went up, and they were eventually able to take the lead in the fourth quarter. Chapmanville fought back. They could have very easily backed down, and I think a lot of people was kind of waiting on it. It's like, kind of knew, here we go. This is what we've been waiting for. Logan took the lead. They're going to run off and just run away with this game in the fourth quarter. That didn't happen. Chapmanville stayed true to form, and they stayed poised, and they come up with some big baskets. Benji Aggins cuts it to 1 after Logan had went up 3, which is their biggest lead of the second half, I believe. And then they get a stop, and on the other end, Zion Blevins converts, and they go back up by 1. And then from there, they exchange the lead until we eventually went in overtime. And that 5, I got to think that 5-0 Joey Gollihue run in overtime really took a lot of wind out of Logan, and that was a difference.
Again, looking at our final scoring here tonight, starting with the Logan Wildcats, Zayden Sherrod led the way with 22 points, followed by McCormick Ilderton, 17 big points from him. Matthew Hatfield came back in the second half after a slow first half, 15 total points here tonight. Try and get himself going this year. Good second half for him. Cole Blankenship finished with 9 points. Julius Clancy with 6. And Ivan Miller with 4 to round out the scoring for Logan. On the other end for Chapmanville, only 4 players scored tonight for the Tigers, but boy did they score. Zion Blevins led with 32 points, followed by Joey Gollihue with 22 points, Cameron Blevins with 13 points, and Benji Atkins with 12 points to round out the scoring for the Tigers. And it's time now for our Temp Control Hot Hand of the Game, brought to you by Temp Control of Chapmanville. And tonight's hot hand, well, you can just throw out everybody here, Bill, but if you had to pick one for Logan, one for Chapmanville, who are you going with?
Chapmanville, you got to start with Zion Blevins. I mean, he's the reason that they got the big lead. 16 first half points, and then came in, he had 9 into the third quarter to kind of help them get that 14-point lead. He's the one for me for Chapmanville. And, on Logan's side, you can say Zayden Sherrod, but McCormick Ilderton was the catalyst of that comeback, getting to the rim, getting the layups, and getting to the free throw line. 12 of his 17 points came in the second half. Zayden's was all around, but, when Logan needed them the most, it was Ilderton that got to the rim and got him the baskets and got him back in it. So I've got to go McCormick Ilderton for Logan. And, Chapmanville, we expected on Zion Blevins. He was the one. He got the technical foul early in this contest, and then when he came off the bench, it was like, they just lit a fuse under Zion Blevins, and he was unstoppable tonight. So, I know Joey Gollihue with 22 points, he got going there in the third quarter, but really to me, if you take Zion Blevins off this court, Chapmanville don't win this ball game.
I agree. Again, Zion Blevins picked up that technical early on in the game, and that really seemed to be what sparked him as the evening went along. As Chapmanville wins it here tonight, 79-73. So Zion Blevins, McCormick Ilderton, your Temp Control Hot Hand Award winners tonight. And this winter, if you want your home to be as comfortable as possible, call Stuart Trickler and Roland Mullins at Temp Control of Chapmanville at 304-855-5200. Well, again, join Bill and I tomorrow night. We'll be down in Chapmanville for Chapmanville girls basketball action against the Nitro Wildcats, starting at 6:50 with the pregame show, 7 o'clock with the tip-off from Danny Gobby Gymnasium. But again, here tonight, an absolute thriller with the Chapmanville Tigers knocking off their rival, the Logan Wildcats, 79-73 in overtime to pick up the first win in this 2-game series this season. So we want to thank all of our sponsors on Video Productions and WVOW Radio. I want to say thank you to Robbie Mounts Engineering on Video Productions for us here tonight. I want to thank Bill Luss next to me. Got Jill Blevins, our statistician, and I'm Chris Kidd saying so long here tonight from Middleburg Island and Willie Acres Arena, as you've been listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball action right here on WVOW Radio and Video Productions.